Hello and welcome to Fight Club. I'm Mojo here with the Hammer.
Yo!
And boy, we got another week 2 episode for you, Hammer. I am ecstatic. Last season was amazing. Hit them up. What is happening today, this week on Fight Club?
Absolutely. So, this week we have a jam-packed show for you. We are incredibly excited. So, last week we had week 1 of this season's, Fight Club extravaganza. And I gotta say, my big takeaway coming out of week 1 is all of these streamers understood the assignment. Everybody knew we're here to put on a show. We're here to get silly. And everybody brought their A game. It was so much fun. And I have no doubt that this week is going to be no exception. So if you're new to Fight Club, if this is your first time being here, thank you so much for joining. What you are watching is a multi-week streamer showcase where we actually have gathered together a number of Magic Arena Twitch streamers, and we are pitting them into deadly combat for your amusement in the arena itself. Now, this week we're in week 2, and what that means is every player here was assigned randomly a 2-color combination. So in week 1, we drew random colors, so all 5 colors were represented, and everybody had their own unique monocolor. And then at the end of the fights in week 1, they were given an additional random color that they are now forced to use in one way or another. So, yeah, so as a result, we've got, well, my friend Mojo here is actually going to be representing Demir with black and blue. So, hoping to make his opponents black and blue, no doubt. And then Mojo's competitor here for round 1 is going to be Numbskull, notorious black mage here on Twitch, who is actually going to be playing blue and white. So I think if you asked Numbskull going into this competition, what are the 2 colors he's looking forward to the least? I have a sneaking suspicion it might have been those. Right, I could be wrong, and we'll chat with him here in a little bit. But then we also have Damien F16 on red and black, again, powerful color combination, but not necessarily what I associate with, the decks that Damien usually gravitates toward. That's one of the fun things about Fight Club is you got to be adaptive. You got to come up with something special. Then we also have
Good.
I'm sorry?
I was going to say, we also have Astralsflame coming in with, I believe... Celestia.
Yep.
He drew white. He had green.
He started with white. Astro started with white
green.
and then drew into green.
All right.
Yep, and he's going to be facing off against Damien F16's Rakdos. And then our wild card round.
The main
third
event.
battle of the day. That's really kind of our main event, if you will, is going to be Carlos C. Favredo Jr. He started things off with green, and he drew into red.
Yep.
So he's going to be on Gruul. So it'll be very interesting to see what C. Favredo has in mind for that. Now, you may note, wait a minute, the math here doesn't work out. You've got 5 combatants, and you've got 3 matches.
Yeah, it'll boil out.
Who's Carlo facing?
We don't know.
Well, that's the fun part. That's up to you guys at home watching the live stream here on Twitch. So what we do is in the first 2 rounds, we take the people who did not succeed, the losers of those rounds, and we give them an opportunity for a redemption battle. And this week, Carlo's in the hot seat. And so as a result, Carlo has no idea who he's going to be facing. So that deck that Carlo has kind of got to be ready for anything, because who knows what's about to happen.
Yep.
Which is delightful, I got to say. I'm a big fan of that.
Last week, Carlo was actually invited back by you guys home at chat.
Absolutely. So yeah, chat chooses. So what we do is we throw up a poll, and you guys vote on who gets the redemption.
Yep.
And they're going to be fighting for half a point. So normally in one of the matches, you get a whole point. You get 1 point for a victory, and we're keeping tabs. At this point on the leaderboards, Numbskull was a winner in the first week.
I couldn't
got 1
believe
point.
It. What a comeback! It was underdog.
It was
story
epic,
of a
actually.
Century, man.
Yeah, Mono Blue Convoke. Who knew? Turns out there's some good tools there. And then Mojo here also has a point, rocking Mono Black. And you may think, well, yeah, of course Mono Black won it. But we need to give credit where it's due. Mojo brought an 80-card deck that won off Angel of Suffering. Yeah. A 5-drop that dies to a strangle. And it worked. So
I would have milled. I watched the replay. I would have milled. Australs would have beat me if I ran a 60-card deck that game.
I think that makes sense. I totally believe it. But in any event, Yeah, so this is going to be a ton of fun. I have no doubt. These folks are fantastic. And in the course of our broadcast today, not only are we going to be doing the matches, but we're also going to be doing interviews with our fighters before and after. So you're going to get an opportunity to really get to know these folks, see what they're up to, see what their thought process was in building their decks, and how they're going to approach the match. So very much looking forward to it. And yeah, our first battle is actually going to be Mojoe himself
myself
and Numbskull.
Numbskull.
Yeah.
All right, bring me in. Bring me in, and I'm gonna bring in Numbskull here, guys.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. So yeah, so Mojoe, let's take first things first. While we're starting out, I want to take a look at the deck that you brought today.
Yes.
So you were assigned, well, randomly out of the box. You got blue. You already had black to work with. So what was your thought process when you were presented with this challenge?
Immediately, since I have the blessing of starting with black, that's 8 tutors that I worked with last game. So you can pick anything out of your deck and make it work. So I utilize this. I'm like, what can be something that Numbskull is never going to expect? I'm gonna hit Numbskull with windows, kids. Like actual literal windows. There's a card called Boarded Windows. It's a 3-drop. Mana. Creatures attacking at -1/0. At the beginning of end step, if I've received 4 or more damage during my each end step, I exile Boarded Windows. But if I make a lot of them, in theory, Numbskull won't be able to hit me at all.
And this is very interesting too, because Numbskull brought a deck in week 1 that was very much going wide. It was Convoke, so there were a lot of small creatures. Now, you didn't know whether or not Numbskull was going to be doing that this week.
I planned for it, though. I hope, because this is
you were ready.
They got blue-white flyers, little tiny guys all day long. I'm hoping.
Which, actually, Azorius Flyers is definitely an archetype, so it would make sense to kind of be ready for that.
And just in case it wasn't, in my sideboard, I got a bunch of bounce in case he's got big guys the windows need to not be hit by.
Okay.
And so not only do we have windows, we have ways to make a lot of windows. There's Jenga Taxian up there in the top right. That's 7-drop. It doubles each artifact instant sorcery that I play and nullifies counters one of Numbskull's instant sorceries or artifacts that he plays each turn. Hulking Metamorph also copies windows as a 7/7 or a 3/3. So what we do with the Jenga Tax is the goal is to have as many Jenga Taxian and Mightstone, Meatstone, and windows out as possible. So we've been using a mirror box. Oh my god, Jank
4 of mirror box. This is wild, man.
I need it just gets so fun when you have multiple of everything. I've been doing a lot of testing with this with chat and everybody. Let's stick to the latter because that's not in the Fight Club spirit. It's just Mile Red, Mile Black, Shielded, remove this, counter that, and well, we got draft on the top left is where the mechanic really starts firing off. Return artifact to its orange hands, and then we would target a windows, and we would play the windows and then copy it again to make more windows.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. And yet this is wild. I don't think I've seen. I mean, prior to you showing me this deck this week, I don't think I've seen a boarded window or thought about boarded window since Innistrad Crimson Vow was the draft format. And even then, it was draft players saying, this is a trap, don't pick it. Like, I'm amazed that you actually managed to find a way to build around. But
it is a trap. It's a big trap. How we're going to hit Numbskull is a 5-drop right there. Our win condition pretty much is Tezzeret.
Oh, okay.
A 4-drop, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tezzeret, Patera Flesh. Fantastic card, by the way. Very much underrated.
I make the windows in the 4/4s, and the mirror box buffs all the windows, so they become like 6/6s, 7/7s. I mean, we have out. It's going to get nasty, dude.
Not only did you find a way to build like
tribal,
use boarded window as a hoser, but your plan A, what the deck is designed to do, is to literally just beat your opponent to death with windows. This is wild, dude. I am so excited to see this thing in action.
I hope it fires, man. Really, dude. It's really It's a glass cannon. It can do
Right.
it or it couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, so you've got Beseech the Mirror in
No,
there to
that
presumably
helps.
help find Tezzeret or any other, maybe a mirror box if you don't have one out yet.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Then you do some good stuff there. I also see Lich Knight's Conquest. I can't not comment on this. This is one of my favorite reanimation spells we've seen in a minute.
That's only if he gets rid of Jingataxian, really. I should have cut it, but it performed so well the
It's
last
pretty great.
Fight Club.
Yeah. Well, and if you have an Iron Crag, a Celestis, and you don't
Yeah.
necessarily need them anymore, or a Mightstone Weakstone, you already got your value off it, you might as well rip it and, bring back a Jingataxian or a full-size 9-drop Metamorph.
Yeah,
You could do worse than that.
7/7.
Yep.
Another thing is that the likeness looter on the far left over there,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a if I have 4 of them out, it can with mirror box, it can become a Jingataxian or multiple Jingataxian and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm packing here. And I got one Asinine Antex, and a bunch of stuff in case Numbskull's deck is better than mine, like Siphon Insight and Mirror Hall Mimic.
That's one thing I love about Dimir right now. With Siphon Insight, and actually if you go Grixis, which obviously you don't have access to for this Fight Club challenge, but Decadent Dragon, the adventure on that has a similar effect to Siphon Insight. I've definitely gone up against people who just were like, I don't know, I'm going to play your deck. Let's see what you got. It's like, well, all right.
My stuff because their deck didn't work.
Yeah, I like to think of your deck as our deck. That's how this is. It's pretty cool. Anyway, this is going to be fun. I dig this. This is silly at best, and I think you might be onto something here.
Yeah, it's the future.
We'll see though. We'll see how it performs. I'm very, very interested. So with that, let's go ahead and bring in your competitor here for this bout.
Numbskull.
Let's get Numbskull in the mix. Boom. All right, Numbskull, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hey.
Numbskull,
How's it going, man?
Family.
I am outstanding, man. How are you guys doing?
Numbskull, after last week's performance, I am enthralled and terrified of what you are going to be bringing against me. The ordeal that we have before us tonight.
I am. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
You ready?
Oh
man.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, mainly with what we went for last week.
Oh.
And I guess we're gonna fly through some windows this time.
That's definitely the plan. So
not into, but through
them, of course. So before we bring the deck up, I'm just curious, when when White came out of that box, what were you thinking? Because Azorius is kind of, it's obviously a powerful color combination, and you can approach it a lot of different ways. So what were you thinking?
I wanted to. I immediately thought of what Convoke creatures are there, because Convoke was obviously working.
Oh man.
And then I thought of okay, well, what cards am I not going to play that are the annoying ones, like Wandering Emperor and Farewell? I didn't want to be that guy. so I made sure not to include those. So yeah, and then I was okay. And then I kind of just looked it over, found some options. There's at least one new card in White that seemed interesting, and a card that's a blue-white staple in Soldiers, actually, but I'm using it for other purposes.
That's to beat me up.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, with that, let's go ahead and let's bring it up. So sure. Here we go. So we've got your deck up for the folks at home. So what cards are? So I've seen a lot of ones that we saw in week 1 that clearly worked for you. So rock on.
Yeah.
I see no problem leaning into that. And sure enough, there are definitely some white cards that can supplement these nicely. So walk us through it. Which ones do you want to highlight?
I do like the Resolute Reinforcements. It's a 2-for-1, for extra Convoke options, basically. And then it also as when you play Azorius, it allows you to hold a priority on your opponent's turn, which is nice.
Absolutely.
And then Wedding Announcement, that's just going to be an Anthem, hopefully, eventually, and obviously passively make creatures or draw some cards. I took out I took out the other artifact that makes the Formiridin creature. It didn't seem that great last week. I think Wedding Announcement's a lot better for 3 mana. And I did take out the Phasing of Zolfir and added in these Expel the Interlopers in the sideboard.
Okay.
And that's for someone who has a bunch of large creatures, kind of like Carlo did last week. And then I might have like some like, you know, nothing more higher than like 3 power. But then if yours are all kind of buffed, then I choose like 4 and up, and then all yours die, and mine don't die.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So then I kept the sideboard relatively the same. I did add the Elspeth to the sideboard as well.
Okay.
And that's just I put 2 of those in. That's just if I don't think Tezzeret is working, or like on the play Tezzeret might be a little bit better, but on the draw you might want Elspeth because she can make you a creature when she comes out, whereas Tezzeret is kind of like pretty slow on the draw. So
makes sense.
That's
I love it, dude. And you brought the whale, dude. Yes.
And then I did add Mirex too, which I should have played Mirex last week because it would have just been more creatures, and that was a little bit of a missed opportunity. So I was sure to add it, and then I did. Obviously, you got to throw the Aganjo in there, and then and then the lands. We don't need too many white sources. We will need double white for sideboard cards, but that's about it. So nothing too crazy. So I am heavy on blue still, and these blue cards are working well for me, and this is going to help me find stuff. The Knight of Errant Eos, or Knight Errant of Eos, sorry. And then I kept the Aslan Antics. That was a really fun card. So
love it.
And I took out a couple Reservoir Krakens because although it does generate me stuff, it's not quite what the deck is all about. So I just threw one in there for fun this time around.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Reservoir Kraken is an interesting one because in many situations, it doesn't really do much for you, but it is a 6/6 trample for 4. If your opponent doesn't have any creatures, you just go nuts. And even if they do, you're creating those, those unblockable fish, which can be very valuable and help fuel Convoke. So I like it, honestly, in this setup. And in fact, I see both of you guys really leaning on cards that are pretty excellent in their own right, but don't have a lot of kind of meta adoption. Especially Tezzeret. Like that's one that you both brought. And I think, honestly, this card has been fantastic the entire time that he's been in Standard. It was never really a home that where he fit, until like when Incubate showed up all of a sudden, like that maybe, like I saw some people experimenting with it, but even that doesn't seem to be quite as competitive as I know I wanted it to be when I first saw that interaction. But I'm glad that you're both leaning into it. I think that's really cool.
I like the add of the Knight Errant, man. I think he's a monster. You were talking about the soldier thing. Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then if I can give him flying, that would be pretty sweet too. If I convoke him with Zephyr Singer,
Oof.
Absolutely. Well, and that really speaks to kind of where we started looking at Resolute Reinforcements as well, because that gives you 2 bodies for 2.
Exactly.
So I mean, in this exact deck, you could do Network Disruptor on 1 into Resolute Reinforcements on 3. You have Knight Errant on 2 rather, and you have Knight Errant on 3.
On 3, turn 3 Errant. Yep.
Oh,
that's nuts.
I would only need 2 lands to do it too.
Right. Yeah, you could even miss a land drop and still hit that, or hit that and a Witness Protection or a Fading Hope. Like it's
sure. Yep.
Yeah. The potential there is pretty nutty. So I'm excited. That said, this deck is going to be going wide.
Yeah.
And Mojoe brought boarded windows.
I know. It's really something.
The gamble.
So this
really something, man.
Yeah, I think this will be a very interesting matchup. So yeah, with that in mind, Numbskull, how are you feeling about the matchup specifically?
I think it's an okay matchup. It's just we're gonna have to see about these windows here.
We'll see when you get smacked by one over the top of the head.
We're gonna see if the Kool-Aid Man comes busting through your window or not.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah. There's a high likelihood there will be some defenestration. We'll see. I'm very very intrigued. Very cool. Well, yeah, gentlemen, this is fantastic. So, actually, wait a minute, Mojoe. I didn't ask you the most important question when we were done talking about your deck. So, you know what? We're going to do things a little differently here. So, Numbskull, let's start with you, and then Mojoe, I'm going to hand you the mic afterwards. So,
oh, boy.
So, Numbskull, I got to ask you the most important question going into this match.
Oh, no.
Do you have any words for your opponent who's right here on the mic? He's watching, listening, going into this.
Lock your windows and lock your doors, because I'm coming through them.
All right, you know what?
Love it.
It's
And
good.
Mojoe?
It's good. Well,
What do you got, man? Yeah, what final words do you have before stepping into the arena with our buddy Numbskull here?
back to Garfield, bro.
Let's
That just happened.
go.
There it is.
Ooh.
All right, fantastic. All right, so with that, we are going to go ahead and send both of these fine gentlemen back to the locker room, as it were, and we are going to go ahead and jump into the ring. And we actually have a guest commentator who's going to be joining me in the booth here, and that is going to be the one and only Steve Ferfetta Jr. Hey, Carlo, how's it going, bud?
Oh, hello.
Welcome back to the booth. I do appreciate having you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, how do you feel about this match?
Well, it looks like Mojo is going to throw windows at Numbskull, not
Yep.
just like trying to break through them. And it certainly looks like we're going to have some Tezzeret on Tezzeret crime here, which I'm particularly excited for.
I'm right there with you, actually. I love the fact that both of these contestants both these competitors brought Tezzeret. I think that's just, it's beautiful, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very interesting to see who can get Tez going first and who can really find the line and the angle. Yeah, I know going into this, if I asked you, like, oh, we're going to see Azorius versus Dimir, who do you think? Like, these aren't the decks that you'd picture at all. I know,
Right.
I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, this is wild. So we're going to be watching the first game from Numbskull's perspective. All right. And this hand looks pretty tasty.
All right.
Being able to lead off with a
Numbskull-
deserted beach. No turn one, but you got a duel that is dialed in, ready for next turn. So you like to see that.
Quick ramp from Mojo with the Iron Crag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and plus side for
Alright.
Numbskull is Numbskull really doesn't have to do anything. You can just hold back this Resolute Reinforcements.
Mhm.
Wait on the first window to arrive.
There it is. So the first boarded window. Now, with boarded window, if you're not familiar, attacking creatures that are going after Mojo get -1, -0. But if at any point Mojo is dealt 4 combat damage, the window gets sacrificed. So it's kind of a weird setup. And you'll notice Numbskull kind of pivoted plans there, leading off with the Spectral Adversary rather than the Resolute Reinforcements, which makes sense because the Adversary has 2 power.
We have
And
our
now-
first copied window.
Hulking Metamorph coming down as a window. Fading Hope, pick that up right away. And Numbskull Scries sees the island on top, likes that.
All right, so take 2. So the one window stays still.
Yep.
Oh my, are we coming back for the Metamorph? We are.
Why not? That's the downside to bounce, is that they can just replay it. I mean, they have to, but they can. All right. And so does Numbskull Fading Hope that window again, I suspect?
Yeah, I would
Kinda
think
have to,
so.
right?
Try to get aggressive
Yeah.
to get the other window off the board so we can't copy it anymore.
Yeah, and unfortunately, these incubation tokens are only have 1 counter.
Yeah.
So they can't reasonably join the fight, which is really unfortunate.
Well, the plus side here is Numbskull is definitely out-tempoing Mojo at the moment. And Mojo
True.
can just draw some cards with Silver Scrutiny to try to find his way out of this.
Yep, Silver Scrutiny, X = 2. That creates the 4-drop token, which is meaningful.
It does. So now the question is, do we go for some asinine antics to turn that window into a 1/1? Or do we just care about playing the Stinger off of Convoke? But you can do that after the reinforcements. Yep.
Yep. Well, and here's the great part about playing Convoke following Resolute Reinforcements. They're basically free. Now, Numbskull did have an opportunity there to Convoke using the Sea Shark and the Adversary as well to keep mana open to maybe activate an incubation token.
Mm-hmm.
Chose not to, would rather keep the blockers up, which is fair. But yeah, the fact that the Resolute Reinforcements puts 2 bodies online for 2 mana is really handy in a Convoke shell. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
What does Mojo do here? If they have another copy effect, then Numbskull's not getting ahead any damage outside of the
That
flipped
hurts.
4 countered incubator. But other plus side is Numbskull still has Reservoir Kraken. So, I mean, 6/6 trample is pretty relevant.
Absolutely. All right, so we have another Silver Scrutiny. That's solid. Generally not mad to see that. Yeah, and at this point, there are only 2 windows in play. So the Zephyr Singer can attack. It's only a 1/4, but it's still pushing some damage. It's kind of amazing, actually, how well these windows are just stymieing Numbskull's plans.
Go for the crack.
Meanwhile, if Mojoe was
Hell
playing
yeah.
against perhaps the green list that you brought last week, this plan would not have worked so well.
Right.
But against all these little 1/1s and 2 powers, like, well, that's it does what it needs to do.
Well, we've got this Kraken down. So, I mean, every turn, so Reservoir Kraken pumps out some fish, which are unblockable, which unfortunately don't matter against the windows. Oh, here comes Drafna.
Drafna's live.
That's
okay.
a copy effect for the windows.
It sure is. Yeah, Drafna has an opportunity to be pretty nuts here. Oh, and then Mojoe tapped down the Reservoir Kraken on his own turn, which is something that the Reservoir Kraken will let you do that, but it's not generally advisable. All right, so Silver Scrutiny, where X equals 2.
Drawing some cards, making some more big incubators.
Yep, leaving
There's
a
the
mana
land
open.
drop. And this is great. So essentially, Numbskull could go to combat to come across with like the Kraken and the Zephyr Stinger. Unless Mojoe taps. Yep,
Mojoe taps the Kraken here. So the boarded window is now tapped down. And so the Zephyr Singer can get in for 1, but that's the only damage currently on the board. That said, Mojoe is at 10. So, Numbskull's going a little slower than he had planned, but he's getting there. And here comes another Zephyr Singer, which is another 3-power flyer. So that could be pretty handy.
You just convoke like all the creatures at this point. Because it's not like Mojoe is going to be attacking Numbskull anytime soon.
Precisely. And Z Gaming, thank you for that raid. Welcome, Raiders. You are watching Week 2 of Fight Club. This is a streamer showcase, and we are watching Mojoe versus Numbskull. And as you can see, both competitors have brought some really silly action. So, yes, thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you for the raid.
All right.
Are we going to copy the window, Mojoe?
Oh, do we have the opportunity for another copy here?
This is what we're here for.
Absolutely. Because, the moment more of those show up, Numbskull's, it just puts Numbskull further and further, well, underwater, so to speak.
Or what Mojoe seems to be looking at is to make the likeness looter a Jin-Gitaxias.
Okay. So, with Drafting, you need to copy the artifact spell on the stack. That said, Mojoe has plenty. You can also pay. So the way the Drafter reads, you can pay 1 and a blue, return an artifact you control to its owner's hand, and you can also pay 3 and tap it, and copy an artifact spell you control. So, kind of the joke is you bounce something like the boarded window, play it out, use Drafna to copy it, and you now have 2 online. And you can do that every single turn. So Drafna for 5 mana and tapping Drafna, you can just make new copies of the windows. Which, honestly, to be fair, this wedding announcement is fantastic.
It's great.
Because this is it's gonna draw cards, which is never bad, and it's ultimately gonna become an anthem, which Numbskull desperately needs, because that's gonna counteract one of the windows.
So let's see. Do we get more fish here? I think so.
I'm guessing so. I can't imagine Mojoe's gonna let a 6-power, because at any point, if Numbskull successfully deals 4 combat damage to that boarded window, or to Mojoe's face, rather.
Mojoe.
Yeah. If
Both go away.
4 damage connects, and 4 damage is now attacking, which puts Mojoe in a position where he has to block. Otherwise, the boarded window itself and the copy will both get sacrificed. Yeah, so Mojoe needs to start making copies fast, because, yes, all these little 1-drops and, and 2 powers are getting stymied at the moment, but that's, those days might be numbered.
Yeah, and if Mojoe really wants to, I mean, he can start making the window in the back into a creature. Just have more blockers if necessary. But right now, Numbskull has what seems to be infinite incubators right now, and much higher than 2 possible power. And here comes the 3rd window.
Yep.
And so, then we get to copy that. And so we've got a 4th window.
Drafta actually bounced a window on the previous turn. So we have 3 windows live right now.
3 windows now, yep.
Yep. Yeah, so yeah, Mojo on the end step bounced the window back, and then on their turn, played it and copied it. So now, the 3-power creatures are no longer a combat threat. Yeah, we have an issue here, potentially.
Here comes Asinine Antics to try to turn these into 1/1s.
Now, of note, the boarded window says creatures attacking you get -1, -0. It does not affect creatures that are attacking Tezzeret.
Right.
So that's potentially a factor. So all of these 1-drops that can't go after Mojo's face, you know, equitably anyway, might as well just knock out Tez, right?
Yeah, the question is, does Numbskull see that?
That's a good question.
Because these things are all coming across for... Oh, no, the Zephyr Singer steals 0. I don't think Numbskull sees it.
Yeah. Yeah, because those unblockable fish could all just gang up on Tezzeret.
Mm-hmm. And this is drawing cards. Oh, and that's a nice Fading Hope draw.
Ooh, that's helpful. Yeah. As long as those, as long as at least some of those windows are creatures, that Fading Hope is nice.
I think the Fading Hope needs to target the Grafna now. Or else we're going to have the ability to copy again. Yep.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, that now knocks Mojo off the cycle. Yep. So now Mojo can replay Drafna, but Mojo's sitting with the boarded window in hand, and now Drafna can't copy it on the way down, which is the main value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, just like this Tezzeret, being able to draw 2 additional cards a turn. Seems a little silly.
A little bit. A little mini thirst for knowledge every single turn. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Here comes the window. Then the Drafna.
Iron Crag is just gonna chill out as a mana
Not
rock.
flipping the Iron Crag. Okay.
I mean, you don't want a mediocre sword? Come on, Mojo. Why not? Yeah. All right. So Numbskull finds a Tezzeret of their own. Now the main difference between these two boards, Numbskull's sitting back with some 4-countered incubation tokens.
Now Numbskull could make the token a creature, right, and then flip it to give it an extra ++. But it has to be made into the 4/4 before the flip.
Actually, no. Yeah, exactly. Before the flip, exactly. So yeah, right there. So Numbskull did, I think, did quite well in targeting one of the 1-counter tokens, turning it into a 5/5 when it otherwise would have been a non-factor. All right, so we have 3 windows live right now. All right, so we're attacking in. Also, fun fact, this is just game 1. This is wild. No.
Geist Wave. Oh, man.
Geist Wave bouncing the token. Oh, that hurts. So we've got 3 damage coming in, which is half of Mojo's life total, but not the magic number to break through the windows.
Geist Wave.
Wow. That
was pretty huge. Because that definitely prevented the windows from getting broken.
It prevented the windows from getting broken without Numbskull having to lose anything.
Not the witness protection off the top.
That actually looks really good, because that can... Witness protection strips all abilities. And so that boarded window that's over there as a creature can get taken out. Or Drafna can be knocked out to prevent some of this. Although, yeah, I think I would definitely go after the window here. Because, I mean, Drafna's kind of done his damage.
4 windows.
Well, now we have 4 windows live. And, so, Numbskull has just been chipping away.
I think that's game for Numbskull. Because if Numbskull just protections the window with the cursed roll on it, to get rid of the static ability, or on the newly created 4/4.
Yeah, that one works too.
That's only -3, and right now the creatures are getting buffed from the flipped wedding announcement. So Numbskull should animate one of those tokens at end step. Just to have an extra
animate
attacker.
one of the larger tokens. And then actually, and Tezzeret can even downtick and animate one of the others as well. Okay. And yep, here we go. And one of the nice things about Tezzeret's static, the first one you animate is free. All right.
+2. Probably pitch the lands.
I'd imagine. All right.
Slam that witness protection on that 4/4.
All day. Oh my goodness, yes. Playing out the siege shark, that you know, it's fine, but I don't even think that was necessary.
There we go. We're incubating
All right.
2 more tokens.
Oh my goodness, this witness protection is huge. So now, now there are 3 boarded windows and a legitimate business person.
Kraken's
One of the most awkward
7/7.
legitimate business persons I've ever seen. And here we are. And Mojoe tapped the legitimate business person, which notably is also full send to the face. Here
Everybody face.
Go
Here
go
comes
go
the Hello.
go.
They ain't gonna do a whole lot of damage, but them fish are coming right in.
They're in the mix. They're here to party. Let's go.
Oh,
Geist Wave, the anthem.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
That should still be game though.
There's still 4 of those incubation tokens still have 1 power. And so a couple of those could get blocked. Notably though, it's either lethal or Mojoe gives up that other boarded window. That bounce was pretty meaningful. Mojoe sees it, has to block. Yeah, there could be an Iganjo,
now
but
that the window's blocked, we can Iganjo the boarded window.
Yep.
And that's extra damage.
There we go.
Look at how many they're hitting for 0. That was so funny.
I love the little ting 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 sounds. Oh.
All right,
Fantastic
game
game.
2.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was exceptional.
100%.
So yeah, Numbskull brought.
If I'm Numbskull here, I'm bringing in the Blue Sun's Twilight to steal the animated windows.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, it definitely does deny. At the end of the day, that's ultimately what Numbskull needs to do, is deny the windows on Mojoe's side of the board. So that needs to happen. All right, and let's actually go ahead and watch the next game. Well, we'll watch Numbskull's sideboard here. Let's see what he does, and then we'll watch the gameplay from Mojoe's perspective.
I think another good card to bring here is the Adversary, because Adversary phases out permanents.
Mm-hmm.
So you could phase out the windows.
Absolutely. Yeah, late in the game, being able to phase out the windows is pretty great. Also, those windows ended up being 4/4s a lot of the time. I don't know that, what is it, Repel the Interlopers, or Expel the Interlopers? The name of that card escapes me at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know that that would fit perfectly, although there were a couple of turns last game where it could have been useful.
Yeah.
Although, actually, and even then, what Numbskull could theoretically do, just kind of some spicy tech with that, attack with a number of creatures, let them be smaller, and then fire it. Although, wait a minute, the Windows only says attacking creatures, so after combat, their power goes back up. Never mind. All right. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on over to Mojoe's side of the ring here. Let's see how Mojoe has this set up. All right.
A little slow start here for Mojoe, but Mojoe has the ability to cast a turn 2 Siphon Insight,
which could be pretty darn good. And Numbskull has quite a few good cards that I'm sure Mojoe would be happy to see. You know, ripping a Wedding Announcement or even a, or Knight Errant of Eos off Numbskull's library would feel pretty good. All right. And so Mojoe being the Dimir player, keep the mana open, but it's for the Siphon Insight.
Here we go. Can we whip? Can we? Oh!
Nah, that's not terrible.
There's a window.
There's the window. Perfect. Got him. And let's see, does Numbskull have the Resolute Reinforcements?
I think I'd still play it if you'd have it.
Yeah.
Just to get the creatures out there for Convoke.
Absolutely. Spectral Adversary coming out here makes a lot of sense. Again, just like we saw in game 1, the 2 power. Ooh, perfect. And now, I'm hoping Numbskull just saw that. Numbskull attacked the Spectral Adversary at the battle, and it remained 2 powers.
Yep. Our window number 2 incoming.
Yep, there it is.
So now the 1/1s have trample. The Spectral Adversary flies. So we can... Are we giving one of these Kraken tokens flying?
Yeah, is one of them going to ascend?
Honestly, that doesn't seem terrible.
No.
Although from this perspective, also putting a 1/1 on the battlefield each turn just to have like a blocker for the window also seems fine.
Absolutely. So here we go. So now Numbskull was able to deal 1 damage to Mojoe's face there, but more importantly, flipped Kaitis, the Sea Tyrant of Segovia, which effectively gives 4 of Numbskull's creatures vigilance.
Oh, and here comes the witness protection.
Yep. But now
Oof.
Kaitis is a legitimate business person. All right.
I see that mirror box lit up there.
That it is lit up, ready to go.
Do we want to play it, or do we want to save it for the Siphon Insight?
That's a good question. Yeah, Mojoe can keep the Geist Wave up as well as Siphon Insight at this point. Yeah. Let's see. So Numbskull is going to bounce that particular window. So that hulking metamorph is
Gonna
now
be a
back
lot
in
of damage
Mojoe's
that
hand.
comes through.
Yep.
2,
So-
5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 at least.
Well, there's still the one boarded window down.
Oh, right here. So we're talking
So we're talking
2, 3 damage.
3 damage. Yep. And the Geist Wave can
Gonna come out the big token probably.
Yeah, that's my guess too.
Oof.
Ouch. Yep.
All right.
So
Even
1
score
damage.
then. Yeah.
And nothing on taps on the end step because Kaitis is in fact a legitimate business person.
Main phase reinforcements. He must have the Convoke blue card.
Yeah, we're looking at Zephyr Singer or Knight Errant as my guess. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Zephyr Singer, sure enough. So everybody lifts off. And more importantly, a 3-power creature has been added to the field.
So here we can still Iron Crag Metamorph
Mm-hmm.
onto the window.
Another window. And the Iron Crag also provides bargain fodder for that Beseech the Mirror, which can become another window.
Yep.
If Mojoe wants to go that route. So we're moving slowly here. Again, and now like the Zephyr Singer just represents 1 damage here. That's the most that Numbskull can do. Although Elspeth could downtick again. Yep. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. So they'll let you get through 3 damage.
3 damage, 1 off of that magic number to break those windows.
Oh, and here we go.
Here it comes. Yep.
CCing the Iron Crag.
Using one legendary Eldraine artifact to beseech the other. All right. And sure enough, we're watching, one of the most powerful recent tutors in the game used to go fetch what by most accounts is a garbage uncommon from Crimson Vow.
This is something.
And it's 100% the right play.
I can say I've never before seen any of these window cards on the battlefield ever, not even in limited. But this is Fight Club. So we must be throwing windows at opponents.
Here we go. Yeah, so Numbskull eked out a win on the first game. Well, and it's funny too, like, credit to Mojoe for looking at Numbskull's week 1 list and thinking, he's probably going to stick to something like that.
Yeah.
And, because the reality is, if Numbskull was playing, Planeswalker value, or, there are a ton of different archetypes that Numbskull could be playing here that would not get hosed so badly to this card. All right, so here we go. And now, Geist Wave is going to
bounce the Spectral Adversary. I mean, I think I just take the damage at the moment, because if you put the adversary back, then that gives Numbskull the ability to phase out the windows, which would be really bad.
Yeah, phase out the windows, and it would come back significantly larger, which would definitely be a problem. That's the nice thing about those adversaries. Like, no matter how bad they look on the field, you really can't afford to bounce them in most situations. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've gone up against the Intrepid adversary, the white one, and had that thought of, man, I need to get that 4 power off the board. But it's like, but if I bounce it, how much more power am I adding next turn? Like, And the Spectral Adversary absolutely does that here. So yeah, it is the most imposing attacker at the moment. But if it's bounced to Numbskull's hand, it gets even worse. All right. So now the Zephyr Singer is attacking in for significantly more.
Yeah, and Numbskull.
Two.
Numbskull doesn't know about the Geist Waves, and I'm curious as if maybe a Geist Wave should have hit at least the Zephyr Singer that turn, just to save a couple damage, and require a recast, because Numbskull can animate double Mirrex, or 1 Mirrex this turn, 2 Mirrex the next turn if he gets another mana source. And here we go.
Fading Hope. pick up one of the windows.
Oh, Numbskull kept the card on top.
Yeah, those Geist Waves are going to come in handy here because otherwise this would be 5 damage, which is, you know, and Mojo understands, okay, can't let that happen. So sure enough, the Zephyr Singer gets picked back up. And we're doing the same thing that we did last game, where Numbskull is taking whatever damage he can get consistently, even though it's not enough. It's not quite where he wants to be, but it adds up over time. And Mojo's deck is capable of shutting down damage coming in very comfortably. However, one of the things that it's not great at is applying counter pressure.
Now,
You
let's
know,
see,
turning that corner is something that Mojo has not successfully done yet.
Numbskull kept either the Adversary or the Knight Errant on top.
Both of those make sense. And Mojo stole the Adversary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Siphon Insight after a scry to the top is pretty nice. Yeah. Yep, so 3 windows. Mirex keeps doing its thing. Those mites aren't doing much yet, but if those windows can get smashed, Archangel Elspeth, that'll help.
Elspeth's very good.
Yep.
The first one's probably going to hit the Geist Wave.
More
Wherever
than
these
likely.
counters go.
Yep. All on the Zephyr Singer. Send in the damage. It's representing 3 again. Yeah, and if I'm Mojo, I'm bouncing the Zephyr Singer here and not thinking too much of it. Yeah.
Just
And my
gotta
cat
keep
has
playing the
decided to jump
tempo.
up and say hi, so that's... I'm
Oh,
sure
what
that's
up,
coming in.
Peasy?
Yeah, no, she's Peas Blossom, my cat. Named after one of the fairies from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, because I'm a big old nerd. But she's great. I'm a fan. And she just needs some cuddles, which, hey, don't we all sometimes? All right. So here we go. Also, fun fact, yeah, occasional cat streamers, some of the best streamers out there, just saying. And by the way, yeah, Carla, if you could tell Luna I said hi. Yeah, that'd be...
Luna is chilling back here.
Love it. Cool. So now Mojo has the Spectral Adversary locked in, has an opportunity to come out, phase out Numbskull's Spectral Adversary, and therefore negate the Elspeth downtick. So that hurts.
Pay 2.
Yep.
Yeah, phase 2
Yeah,
him out.
gonna kick that twice and phase out the 2 attacking threats. Yeah, so Numbskull right now, yeah, I mean Numbskull very much is boxing smoke right here. You know, like he's trying to send in punches, he's got everything set up, he's going for it, and Mojo is just not letting any of it happen.
That's a great Aether Channeler draw for like next turn.
Right.
Numbskull needs a prayer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think Numbskull needs to just keep animating tokens and hope to find wedding announcements that will flip.
Yep.
To try to win this game.
All right, Mojo just making the bird straight away. Not drawing any cards, not bouncing anything. Although, to be fair, the cards that Mojo would want to bounce were phased out of existence there.
Mm-hmm.
And that 1/1 bird can help prevent some damage, potentially, but they're not going to do much. You know, yeah, so, okay, Zephyr Singer coming in.
Mojo just, like, not attacking with the Adversary into a block.
Right.
It's great. And no benefit either, really.
Yeah.
This is a free block for Mojo, right? Blocking into the 2/6.
Yep. So yeah, they just bounce off each other, but the Zephyr Singer has vigilance, so cool. I guess Numbskull might have been just feigning a Ganjo there, because we saw a Ganjo do some work last game.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Mirror Box coming down. At the moment, not doing too much. And Iron Crag coming down too, because why not? And gotta keep that Geist Wave mana open. All
Now,
right.
if we can flip that Iron Crag onto one of these, we'd have a big
Then-
bird.
Yeah, so yeah, if
Or
a
a big
Drafna
window.
shows up, yeah, that might happen. That could be interesting. All right. But yeah, so when Mojo played out that Aether Channeler and made the bird, honestly, if I were in his position, I probably would have drawn a card. I think digging for more action and trying to refuel is where I would have wanted to be. And yeah, that Spectral Adversary is shoring up the line and preventing some of that Zephyr Singer damage, which is helpful. Another
another
off the
window.
top. Oh, no.
Mm.
Oh, man, these windows are nasty. So, yeah, So I mean, stacks and standard. Is this where we're at? Is this I don't know. This is
Plus
wild.
still mana up for the Geist Wave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mojo even might want to consider Geist Waving the Aether Channeler just to be able to like replay, draw. Oh, never mind.
Or just play that one and then do whatever he wants with it. Wow. Yeah, at this point, Numbskull's plan is just blanked. Yep, sure enough, draw the card. When you have the option to draw the card, it's usually the right idea.
Yeah, we got to find some other like way to win the game, right? Like we've stacked so much here that we need to find Tezzeret to start animating the windows so we get the buff from the mirror boxes.
Yeah, so at this point, Mojo is looking for Tezzeret with the intention of sending, windows back. Grafna
with the Geist Wave back up.
Yep.
I think we flipped the Ironcrag.
I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah. Put it on one of the flyers.
Put it on the adversary. Now, the one thing, boarded windows do not help against blocks. And at this point, Mojo has let Numbskull accrue a massive board state and has done nothing to remove it. So, we'll see. And all it takes is one crazy turn where Numbskull gets in with one big attacker and everything Mojo has breaks. Those boarded windows are super fragile. Obviously, if you can get a lot of them, then it's not too bad. But yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah. The Stinger is also just huge, but we'll only ever get through 1 point of damage if we're able to do that.
Well, and interestingly enough, too, the way boarded window is worded, I've been saying combat damage this whole time. It's not even limited to combat damage. It just says at the beginning of each end step, if you were dealt 4 or more damage this turn, exile boarded window.
Mm-hmm.
So if Numbskull has, I don't know, anything, any burn spells in Azorius, that is what it is. Yeah, so I'm not anticipating that, but...
Yeah. Or if we can find a way to at least get... We need some anthems and a way to clear a couple of these windows because, Numbskull does have 8 Phyrexian Might tokens on the battlefield.
Absolutely.
We start threatening some poison if we can get
Additionally, that Spectral Adversary that's on Mojo's board is owned by Numbskull. So if Numbskull draws into any bounce, like that Fading Hope could have targeted the adversary, put an adversary in his hand that could have phased out all those windows.
Oof. I don't know if Numbskull realized that here.
Yeah, because that setup could have been backbreaking for Mojo here. Unfortunately, while the windows are phased, the damage can't destroy them. But if they're phased out and Mojo's dead, well, that's fine then. Yeah, I think that's where Numbskull wants to be. I think Spectral Adversary is the best out.
Oh, plus an Otawara. So now we get to hold that around for a little while.
Oh my goodness. Yep, more windows.
This is hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
It's great, but it's hilarious.
I know.
Here
I'm so sad about that
Char,
fading.
plus
oh my
land.
Oh.
We could still animate 2 mites a turn. I mean, hey, eventually Numbskull's not going to draw lands, right? Eventually. They have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lands in play.
Okay. Here comes Likeness Looter as well in hand. But yeah, Drafna is now just going to start rocking out the windows.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, just windows for days. And here comes Looter. So yeah, now we have...
Another flyer on the board.
Boarded windows online.
6 boarded windows.
6 boarded windows.
And we're attacking.
Attacking into... Yeah, and they're going to have negative power. Yep. -1, -2.
Is that because Numbskull wanted to try to bait Iganjo?
I was also wondering if they had a wedding announcement in hand and just wanted to draw the card.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't seem to be the case. So Mojo's gonna main phase Draftna, because why not? Frankly,
More windows.
More
How many windows does this house have?
Oh my goodness, so many. All right, and Mojo was also looking at the clocks previously. So they're both sub 20 minutes at this point. The last time I saw Mojo's clock, it had 14 minutes left. So that's probably not going to be a factor unless we go into game 3. Because if Mojo takes this one down and we go into game 3, winning.
Oh, that's another mirror box.
Another mirror box. Cool.
Can we animate these other windows, please?
And Draft is going to make a copy of the mirror box. Oh my goodness. All right. This is nuts.
Oh my goodness. We have 12 mites.
And the Aether Channelers are now 6/5s because they see each other with the 4 mirror boxes that are live. Man, Draft is putting in some work. But yeah, if this gets to game 3, here comes Asinine Antics. Okay. Now the problem is all the counters are still applied, and the mirror box buffs are still applied. So here we are. Yeah, Numbskull is just going to be amassing one of the largest mite armies I've seen in a long time. All right, Mojo's bouncing the mirror box because that Anthem on the mirror box is relevant here.
No loot on the looter either.
Yep.
Like, realistically, Mojo has to find a way to win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, Mojo can just attack with the huge likeness looter, right? And just maybe get Numbskull to block to clear some of the flyers out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Certainly possible.
Now Mojo floods.
Yep. I think he's doing fine, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the biggest thing, the biggest challenge is going to be for Mojo to actually win the match. It looks like Mojo's got this game pretty well dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
But winning the whole match is going to be tricky because of the timer. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge going into game 3. Mojo's going to have to win it relatively fast.
And even if Numbskull finds another adversary, you're looking at being able to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, face the 6 things out.
Mm-hmm.
And Mojo has 7 windows.
Yeah. All right,
There's
so
a witness protection
on Draftna. Now, so Draftna is still incredibly large because of those mirror boxes.
So draw this card with the looter. Oh, that's a metamorph. You want that?
That is a metamorph. Yep, that's a thing.
Oh, and there's a Beseech. So Beseech can find Tezzeret.
Sure can. And that's going to be problematic. Yeah, so the witness protection gets bounced. Not quite enough mana for the full size.
Oh, maybe not
Hulking metamorph. But Draft is going to copy it. And we're going to get even more windows. Presumably. Or no, Aether Channelers. Also a fine choice, honestly.
Mojo's going
and these
for
Aether
bouncing the
Channelers are going to start
flyers.
bouncing stuff. Okay.
15 likeness looters. The other ones are 13. So Mojo wants to go the route of attacking with these flyers.
That's fair.
Now, Numbskull could just chump them with like resolute reinforcements or the soldier tokens, since they have flying counters.
Yeah, that little squid is flying as well, which is kind of nice.
And
That's actually a kraken.
And he did bounce the convoke creature, so more creatures can get flying.
Mm-hmm.
So got like chump blocker for days.
Yep. There comes the witness protection. And a seed shark. And presumably the Zephyr Stingers are going to be coming out.
Yep.
As well. Yep. Oh, no convoke. Just,
didn't convoke it. Oops.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Now Numbskull's at 7. So gonna
no
Beseech
bargain.
with no bargain.
Yep.
So what card is Mojo going to get?
Diabolic Tutor. Gonna grab Tez. Now, without the bargain, grabbing Tezzeret to hand.
He's not going to be able to play it, right?
I believe he'll have the mana, but that doesn't seem particularly mana efficient. I think sacrificing the Iron Crag to the bargain just to rip it for free. It was probably a better choice. But Mojo wants to keep the Iron Crag around, and in this case, he's going to grab the Likeness Looter, because with all those mirror boxes down, all the other Likeness Looters get buffed significantly. So, okay, fair enough. That definitely is helping with getting the job done. All right.
Oh, what are we bouncing now? Oh, the Witness
Ottawa
Protection.
is bouncing Witness Protection.
Okay. Some
So
fairies are coming in.
Whole bunch of more just gigantic Likeness Looters.
Mojo's just swinging here.
Just send it. Yeah. Numbskull's at 7. What you got? You know, and there are plenty of ground blockers.
Now has gotten the time warning.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there it is. Yeah, and so Mojo is at 10:30 or so, and Numbskull's at 11. So, man, this has been a grind right here. It's almost like a deck that is designed to do combat damage with a lot of creatures going up against a deck that's designed to negate combat damage through a lot of creatures. Results in a long game. It's wild. Who would have thought?
All right, so some number of creatures are dead.
Yep.
Numbskull's board enlarges.
Yep.
Oh,
19
man.
mites. Looking, probably feeling very.
The Ganja that doesn't matter anymore.
Yep, Ganja coming down as a land. Because, 4 damage on any of those attackers is irrelevant.
Draw infinite cards.
Yep, Silver Scrutiny at this stage in the game.
Oh, is Numbskull looking for Expel the Interlopers?
Oh my goodness. I don't think Numbskull sideboarded to Expel the Interlopers in, unfortunately.
He didn't bring them in?
I don't think so. Because here that'd be amazing.
But I'm like, it would definitely work here.
Yep, it sure would.
Oh, we're attacking with all of... Uh-oh.
Just send them all.
All? They can't block
Those are all going to be, what, -7, 1 mites? Or -6? All right, yeah. So, yeah, no blocks. Send them all in.
Get to draw cards from the wedding announcement.
Yep. All right.
This is...
Yep. And yeah, Mojo hits that attack all button. And let's see, does Numbskull line him up, or...
This is Mojo effectively saying math is for blockers.
Pretty much, yeah. In the current board state, attacks are kind of irrelevant. Yeah.
Oh,
and so Numbskull is just going to... Apparently doesn't have enough answer in the hand. Let's Mojo go for the high score there. -73. That's pretty good. Wow. That was game 2, everybody. Wow.
How many windows do we have out there? 7 or 8?
I believe it was 7 at the end, yeah.
And now they both have sub 10 minutes to play this match.
Yep. We're looking at 10 minutes to play this match. I have a feeling both players are just going to be playing fast. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, there was one play there. There's one play that game where Numbskull had a Fading Hope. And there was the adversary on Mojo's side, which had been stolen with the Siphon Insight. I think that could have turned things around in a dramatic fashion.
For sure.
And I just don't think Numbskull saw the line. It's a weird line, to be sure, but I think, I was rooting for that. I thought that would have been pretty fantastic. But, and in any event, here we are. Mojo keeps a 2-land hand with an Iron Crag, Beseech the Mirror, and then... Or no, sorry, 3-land, because Takenum is there. Yep. Yeah, this actually looks great. That was actually a pretty easy keep. Yep, Takenuma coming down as a land. No hesitation. And Mojo could straight up Beseech the Mirror, sack Iron Crag, and go grab a boarded window or a Tezzeret right here. Like, that was an option for that turn, which seems like a pretty good turn 3 to me.
Yeah. I think it depends if they draw... Yeah, okay. So maybe, like... You can Mirror Box and, like, set up a turn to sack Mirror Box to Beseech the next turn.
Potentially, yep. Well, and there we go. So, yeah, Mojo used the Looter, found a land. Definitely was not interested in redundant.
Yeah, I don't know that I would Beseech now with Elspeth open with the 1/1 and your creature tapped. Unless you had an ability, like if he had one more land. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'd be missing. Yeah, you would need one more land out to bounce the token with the Geist Wave.
Yep.
But I think he still Geist Waves this token out of here.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Prevent the damage and the life gain, and now Archangel Elspeth down-ticked for nothing, which is, you know, when your opponent down-ticks a Planeswalker and they get effectively no value out of it, that feels pretty good.
Now I want to see Resolute Reinforcement. Oh,
Blue Suns, there it is. Stealing the Likeness Looter, though, is kind of an interesting choice. I might have waited on that. Tapping down the Mirror Box to just assert dominance.
That's 3 mana. I mean, Mojo does have Geist Waves, so the Blue Sun's not, like, amazing here.
Right.
Honestly, I might have considered even casting it before Numbskull untapped to deny a draw with the Looter.
Yeah, Numbskull putting the counters on the Disruptor rather than the Likeness Looter is pretty valuable. That way Mojo doesn't get it back during the bounce. Numbskull also at 8 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's go.
Disruptor's back. Tap Celestis.
Yep. Deny that 1 mana. That may not be relevant. We know it's not, but, you know, you never know. Gotta take advantage. Actually, the fun thing about the Network Disruptor is that it's not a May ability. You have to tap something. And it doesn't specify the owner. So if you play it on turn 1 and your opponent hasn't played anything yet, you may have to tap the land that you used to play it, which is kind of funny.
We found a boarded window.
Yep, there it is. So there's a boarded window and a Beseech the Mirror in hand. Archangel Elspeth continues to do her thing.
Bounces the Seed Shark?
Thinks twice about it. On end step, bounces the Seed Shark. Okay.
This doesn't want Mojo making big incubators, which makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And here comes the window. With a whole bunch of 1/1s on board.
Now can still Island Beseech.
He's going to activate Celestis instead, though, so get the draw discard. And it's a window. Oh, that's all right. Given the plan, Mojo dumps the Beseech the Mirror and probably gives Numbskull a heart attack, because if that's what you're willing to discard, what did you hang on to? And yeah, that concern is real. All right.
Is here, so I think you just pump your Network Disruptor.
Pump another one, slam them all in here, because this represents enough damage to break the first window.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's gonna make it a little harder for these windows to pile up. Great. That's the first time we've seen a window get exiled.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We got another window plus a mirror box, but I think Mojo's got to dig for removal.
Mojo understands that, yeah, exactly. He's got to dig for some bounce or something, because just playing out the window now, it's going to be broken immediately. And so he can't really do that, which means that Numbskull's got to be able to get in for a fair amount of damage here. Yeah, C chart's back again. And there we go. Mojo's out of 9.
There's removal.
And sure enough, both players playing fast. That Geist Wave's huge. All right.
I don't know how much this other boarded window matters without other ones being on the battlefield, because even if Mojo was to bounce a token, Numbskull is still presenting 3, plus with Elspeth minus enough damage to blow it up.
Yeah, if Numbskull's willing to downtick Elspeth, looks like he's not gonna do. Yep, bounce one of the 2 powers. This is 3 damage coming in, which, yes, doesn't break the window, but Mojo is still at 6.
Mm-hmm. Plus strong.
And now Elspeth can downtick next turn without dying. Siphon Insight off the top is pretty good here.
No!
Expel the
Not
interlopers?
expel the interlopers.
No way!
Oh,
Alright, so Numbskull brought it in for game 3. And Mojo's about to rip this for 0. Oh! Oh, that hurts.
Asinine Antics for the Incubator token.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, paying 6 mana for it. It's still, the mana value of the spell is still 4. And then Fading Hope the Sea Shark. Let's go. All right.
That works out.
That was a pretty clean response there. I like it.
Mojo goes
All
to
right.
7.
And it's now daytime, so Celestis triggers. Yeah, Mojo draws and discards a swamp. You don't mind seeing that hit the bin.
So we can animate for 3.
3 damage
Force
plus the
5
with down
damage.
tick. That breaks the incubation, or it breaks the window. Perfect. Boom.
I
5
can't believe
damage?
that off the top with
That
the
was an
Siphon
amazing.
Insight.
That was an amazing line, and huge props to Numbskull for working with what he had. The instant speed, asinine antics, fantastic.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I mean, Mojo could rip the Siphon Insight out of the graveyard and kind of, I don't know, hope for another Expel the Interlopers. Is that where we're at?
Oh, this is
Silver
Silver Scrutiny.
It's a
But
good
I
card.
don't think that Mojo lives through this turn.
No.
Because you can Tezzeret, you can draw, you can animate the mirror box, but
Mm-hmm.
we got a flying incubator.
Exactly. Window doesn't do it. I mean, your best bet is to... Oh, so Mojo's going to down tick, animate the mirror box.
Come to
Try to take out the Planeswalker just for some style points at the end. But yeah, that's the concession.
Yeah,
Very
that's a
nice.
good match.
Wow, that was intense. Oh man. So I gotta say, Carlo, thank you so much for joining me in the booth. This was awesome. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
kudos to Numbskull after a really, dare I say, patience testing game 2, sticking it out and pushing through to bring it home with 6 minutes left on the clock in game 3. Beautifully done.
Aggressive asinine antics, if I've ever
know,
seen
right?
one.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, asinine antics in response to the board wipe. I was not expecting that to be the play, but my goodness, that was perfect. Yeah. So, Carlo, thank you so much again. I do appreciate it.
All right,
And
chat.
we're gonna
I'll
go-
see y'all
yeah.
in a little bit.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, looking forward to the wild card round, my friend. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get Mojo and Numbskull back in here.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness, you guys. That match was insane.
I don't know how he does it. I told you I was scared.
That was so much fun.
So you got
No.
a grand tour of how to beat Windows, apparently.
Yeah. No, that was
Hey,
brilliant.
You have to wait for your window of opportunity.
Oh, you
Hey.
waiting for
There
that.
it is. See what you did there. Very nice.
Zingers the whole match.
So there were some phenomenal plays, I gotta say, all around. And what I really appreciated about that match, if I could just say from an outsider's perspective, the fact that, Numbskull, you were going up against effectively a stacks setup that was trying to shut you down, and we saw it work in game 2. You did the job. I love how you adapted and were looking for, okay, how can I get a 5-power creature? Okay, well, how about a 6-power? Can I get that online now? And I gotta say, the instant speed asinine antics
That
just to
got
put a
me.
4-power incubation token online. That was
That was pretty
awesome.
sweet, right?
That was a
Pretty
great
sweet,
line.
Right? Don't you start. That was awesome.
I was like, I don't know if I see myself ever spending 6 mana on this card whenever I put it in my deck to flash it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then that was the time where it worked. And then
Yep.
I was able to Fading Hope also. And then,
Yep.
so that set up future damage because that was able to deal 4 damage because Elspeth was out, which I almost boarded Tezzeret back in, but I just kept Elspeth in for the counters. I
Yeah,
think
good call.
that
I'm
actually
happy.
helped. It was a
At
big-
least I got to beat you with Windows one time out of the
You
match.
did. You did. I was gonna scoop in game 2, and I was like, I don't know if that's like the right spirit for this.
There's
My
a time and a
clock was
place to
going
preserve
down.
the clock and go to game 3.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And-
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't
Yeah,
know how
eventually.
entertaining it is if someone wins by running the clock out. I don't know if that's entertaining or not.
I
So, like,
mean,
I almost
tapping
scooped,
out.
and then you got your creature's big enough to just kill me anyway. So it happened
Yeah.
before I
He's like,
got
get
fed
out. That really hurt. Come on, time out. He said,
up.
No,
Don't hit me
that
so
was
hard.
wild. I gotta say, that match, I mean, I'm amazed at how long it lasted, and congratulations, Numbskull, for sticking in there and getting
Thank
to
you.
the end. And dude, and Mojo, that is a wild
That was
setup
a
that you
bold
found there, and the
decision,
idea of
John.
you at the end. I mean, let's just appreciate for a second that in a competitive environment, we watched somebody use Beseech the Mirror twice in the same match. Once to find boarded window, and
Yeah.
another time to find likeness looter.
Oh man,
I mean,
yeah,
won the
like this
game,
one is
like
good.
this-
I
and
think
they were
won the
correct,
game,
and they were the correct
yeah.
plays. Like it wasn't a mistake. That was
Yeah,
absolutely
it was
correct.
good. Yeah, it was
I
good.
love it. Yeah.
Oh,
No, that was
Yeah, I
fantastic,
think
guys.
there was I don't know games. I lost count of how many windows were on the board, but I was
It's
just,
like 7 or 8.
yeah, I was like at least 7, dude. Yeah, and so and I was like, man, if I like, and I don't think I had anything that cleared the board of all that stuff. So
I
mean,
took your removal. I
night
found
tokens.
The one
Oh
card that you
yeah,
had in your
you
deck.
got that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The one card that you had in your deck that I was expecting to come in clutch was the Spectral Adversary. To be able to
Yeah,
come down and then
phase
phase
out.
the windows out for
Yeah.
one turn, get in for a crap
Yeah.
ton of damage, and hopefully close it out. Like, I was
Yeah.
waiting for that to happen.
Well, and
yeah.
game 2, the Siphon Insight took my second adversary, and I was like,
It
oh,
sure
I can
did.
win next turn. And then he takes it with the freaking Siphon Insight. And I was like, all right, well, here we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's, you know,
In that game, there was a point where you had a Fading Hope and you could have bounced it back to your hand.
Yeah,
I was wondering if, yeah.
I saw
oh,
that.
I didn't even
That's
think
like-
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, when it
I
when,
didn't even think
yeah,
about
and,
that.
The token.
Wait.
I'm like, he's gonna return my window.
Wait.
I'm like,
And during the match, if we go back and watch the replay on it, I was even saying now, okay, note that Special Adversary is owned by Numbskull. If he has a bounce and right then you Fading Hope the token, I was like, no!
Oh, I could have. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about how that, because I was like
Yep.
deciding, and I wasn't even thinking about how that would go back to my hand.
Yeah, it would have. So anyway, it just, yeah.
I was looking
But-
for my stuff that you had. I was looking to do it to me for me.
Yeah, we're trying to mitigate, mitigate damage. I get it. No, it's that kind of thing, ownership versus control, it's a weird setup. So no, you gotta, but Mojo challenged you to think about the game in a different perspective here, and I definitely,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
appreciate the adjustments
He
that you
always
made,
does.
and
Cheers.
yeah, made it happen. So well done. Well
I
done, both of
knew
you
this
gentlemen. Oh my
week.
goodness.
I was just like, for a second, I was like, I wonder what Mojo's going to play, and I was like, I shouldn't think about what he's going to play. I should just like expect to see something crazy. Like I just know that's what I'm going to see. I shouldn't try to guess because I'll never guess. So there's no point wasting my time on that.
I know, right? All right. So
Pretty
Mojo,
cool.
I'm curious. Do you have the box with you by chance?
I do
So,
have
so
the
that we can
box.
give our friend Numbskull here the third color. So
we gotta take
let's
out
see.
At this point, I like all of the other colors. So like, whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine no matter what. Yeah.
I guess
So, yeah.
the one I want least is green, but like green's my third color choice to begin with in Magic anyway, so it's like whatever.
Okay.
I don't want
Groovy.
to get an
Yeah.
Esper. Esper is too.
Yeah, that's
I-
what
I
would be
do-
interesting.
Esper would be interesting. I kind of, I gotta say, I do love the idea of going into this thinking, man, I really want to be Junt on week 3 and then being banned. Like, well,
Yeah.
that was not the plan.
Yeah, I hope I'm not banned, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see. So, Mojo, if you would do the honors, my friend.
Yep. All right,
All
so
right.
I guess I lost the red one.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
Oh, no.
It was just in here. I counted 5 before the show. Oh well. All right, so we're gonna take out Azorius, and I'm gonna put in. That's problematic.
A little bit. You have just basic lands that we could use for this one, then? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do blue again. If it's red, if it's blue, it's red.
Okay, so blue represents
Okay,
red
if it's blue,
for the strong.
okay,
Okay,
fair
okay. Cool.
All right, here we go.
That works. What do we got?
It is. Oh my god, I can't believe this is gonna happen. It's
No way.
Esper. It's black.
It's black. Let's
Oh,
go.
Okay, let's
It's
go,
black.
boys.
He earned it. He
Not
earned
charm.
it.
I did earn it.
100%. All right.
Anything I had for that one.
Absolutely 6. All right, so Esper, going into week 3, how do you feel about that?
Feels pretty solid. I might have to come up with something new now that I have access to black, so we'll have to see. I might not be able to do Convoke again.
I mean, you
So-
probably have better options. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll be very interested to see what you find, what you lean into.
Yeah.
It's
So I'm gonna figure it out. I'll have something ready to go for you guys.
Heck yes. Awesome.
I'm sculling. I see what
All
I'm
right.
gonna get real quick.
And yeah, Mojo, go ahead and draw yours as well.
Yeah. Let's see.
So
it.
you
Banana.
sure? Funnily enough, you're working with black and blue right now. You could end up on Esper as well. Who knows?
I was just thinking
Yeah.
if you get white, yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
possible.
Blue is red again.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna make a new one between the.
No worries.
There we go.
All right, what do we got?
What is it?
It's blue, therefore red.
Red. I'm Grixis.
Your Grixis.
Ooh, that's fun.
I heard that's a good combination.
It's pretty good. That's not bad. All right, very cool. Well, yeah,
All right.
Perfect.
Numbskull
Well,
is
yeah.
now Asper, and Mojo is Grixis.
and that's going
Let's
to be for
go.
week 3
Aye.
of Fight Club. So keep an eye out for that. Note, we will actually not be doing a broadcast next weekend because that is the weekend of MagicCon Las Vegas, but the week
Vegas,
following.
baby!
I know, right? But the week following, we'll be back for week 3 of Fight Club. So we're going to build up some anticipation for those 3 color matchups because I know they're going to be good. All right. So with that, actually, we have our next bout coming up.
Great
We
fight.
have Damien versus Astralsflame. All right. So let's go ahead and grab, let's see.
Surprise me. Which one's up in the...
Looks like our buddy Astrals is available. So let's go ahead and grab
Alright,
Astrals, get
alright.
him in here. All right.
The flame.
The flame in the house.
flame.
Yeah. How's it going, my friend? How we doing?
Show you to the
The flame had to hobble his way over here because, you know, the flame is a generous soul and knows that this would not be a fair fight if the flame was at full strength against Damien. So the flame went and got his friend, and I kid you not, went 15 minutes out of his way, hobbling with a sprained ankle to get his friend a
This is true.
double-double of pain. Because the flame tends to win.
Dude, I love this so
You know,
much.
it-
Oh my goodness.
There's no legs
So-
needed here in Magic. It's weighing you down.
So
Just it.
I'm sorry that you're playing injured here, but thank you so much for showing
Yep,
up to the
it
ring
is
and bringing
wounded.
some this energy. I love it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, keep it coming.
Playing with the
So-
wound, guys.
I know, right? Yeah, playing
Nice
hurt, but
fight,
still
nice
showing
fight.
up day in day
Yeah.
out. You love
Not the heart.
you love the dedication. Absolutely. All right. So Astros, you were assigned randomly
Oh my,
Selesnya for this week.
Yes,
I know, right?
randomly.
Randomly. It was randomly, I promise.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you were rocking. Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? It's 1/3 of Jund. Alongside
Yeah.
white, which is your favorite color after all, right? I mean, hey, the stats don't lie. All right. I do it. In any event,
So Selesnya.
so you're on Selesnya this week. I'm very I've had the chance to see your deck. I think it looks really cool. Going into this build, before we bring it up for the folks at home,
Yep.
what was your thought process and how did you want to approach this color combination for the purposes of Fight Club?
So I had 2 different plans actually for how to make a deck for Fight Club. My first brew, I actually went for the artifacts line again because you
Mhm.
have that Elvish Archivist, and then I went like Ozolith Clay Champion because it was like Damien's going into Rakdos here. I gotta remember black. Like this is the same kind of Mojo mythology. It was like play around, go for the throat. They can't answer artifacts. And then when I
Makes
made
sense.
the deck, it went kind of 3-0 on the ladder, and I was like, oh, this may be too good. So I went with the second plan, which was like, what's another type of deck I love to play? Domain. All right, sweet. How can I make Domain Selesnya but not play directly Domain? I was like, all right, let's do big stompy stuff, and then we'll add in some spice with Awaken the Woods and Nissa.
Oh,
So
the
you-
big punch.
So 2-color domain, you're making it happen. All right, let's take a look at this thing. All right.
So the
So-
Awaken the Dryads actually fuel Nissa, you're saying?
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
monkey.
So Awaken the Woods, X green, create X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature
Oh.
tokens. There's a lot going on there. And yeah, in combination with Nissa Ascendant Animus, they help you ramp up into a full powered Nissa, and then that down tick sees all of those dryads as forests, and so it becomes significantly stronger. Oh, and they're 1/1
Oh
creatures
my
that get the buff
God.
if any of them are untapped. So holy
You're-
cow,
You're
dude.
running over something or somebody soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's 3 different ways I'm gonna stomp over the competition. The flame is ready with this list. The main combination is Awaken the Woods and Nissa. But if that doesn't work,
Mhm.
I have Tribute to the World Tree that sees all those 1/1s and makes
Oh.
them 2+2+2 to make them all 3/3s. If that doesn't work, I have Galta and Marvin to swing in to make a bunch of life-licking vampires. If that doesn't work, I have a Moonshaker Cavalry. If that doesn't work, then I'm going back on the Gruff triplets with Elish Norn.
Elish?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So what about Elish? And of
look at-
course, you have to have a dragon represented. So
I have to Kruz in the list because I'm playing
I love it.
lands.
Yeah, of course.
There is an 8-drop in there from what the heck?
Yeah, dude. Or what? No, the 8-drop. Oh, Moonshaker Cavalry. This thing is nuts. When you're going wide, Moonshaker Cavalry has an opportunity to be really disgusting. I mean, it's funny. The comparison that people obviously make with this is Craterhoof Behemoth, which is the single strongest overrun effect that the game has. Like, just period. I don't know that that's even arguable. It just is. Well, Moonshaker Cavalry, you get a very similar effect, where your creatures get +X, where X is the number of creatures you control, and they all get flying. Now, note, the Cavalry itself doesn't have haste, so it gets big, but it doesn't, it can't add to the attack unless you have another way to give it haste, which it doesn't, this deck doesn't do. But at the end of the day, if you have a board state and you get that pump, you're probably going to win the game. Like, it's usually how it goes. Such is the case with Nissa's ultimate as well.
Oh, God.
Frankly, I don't know that I've ever seen it resolve full priced -7 and not been immediately dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts. So, yeah. So we're going for the overrun plan. Going for the big chunky beats.
The flame goes big.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And of course, when you're trying to support a top end that's that heavy, you have the Topiary Stomper and Vision of Zendikar package in here, which, yeah, I mean, if you've been playing on the ladder and standard, you know that setup. It's very strong to get you into those chunky late game pieces as well. Wow, dude.
And
I see
it gets
dinosaurs
better.
in the sideboard too. No.
Yep. Yeah, so like in the sideboard, like, you know, if I'm not going wide enough, I'm gonna go even taller. We got like another Kura, another Rex. But I got a separate plan in here. Because I can ramp to 7 easily, I'm gonna put Damien on the clock with a Faithbound Judge. We're gonna see just how sinful Damien can be.
Win con incoming.
I love it. Yeah, Faithbound Judge is one of those really fun cards where it is a 4/4 vigilant flyer for 3. And it's this is one of those cards where if you don't answer it, it's going to kill you somehow. It's either going to beat you to death in the air or it's going to get disturbed as Sinner's Judgment. You know, you just have to find an answer for it. This is just pure win con on a stick here. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah. This is nasty, dude. Yeah, you also got the Tranquil Furlback, 3 T-Rexes, because of course. Another Kura, because, you know. Of
course.
That's lovely. Yeah. This is fun, man. I think you're onto something here. This looks really nasty. Also, I just love the fact that Galton Navern is seeing play.
Again here? It's
Galton Navern, it's a 7-drop. It is a 12/12 trampler that when it attacks, you either create a tap, or when anything attacks, when you attack, Galton does not necessarily have to be in the attack. You create a tapped attacking XX green dino token with trample, where X is the greatest power among other attacking creatures, or you create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. So if you have an Awaken the Woods set up and you're swinging with 5-6 dudes pretty consistently, you drop Galta, you swing with 6 dudes, you just get 6 more dudes that you can overrun with. It's really nuts. Also, I feel very proud of a nickname that I've given Galta and Mavrin. I will forever know this card as Siege Dino. You're welcome.
I like that.
Anyway. Yeah, pretty great. All right. So, yeah. So,
that
Astrals.
is a spicy list, Astral Slide.
I know, right?
So, for the most important question that you are going to be asked today, let alone your lifetime, what do you have to say to your competitor watching right now in the locker room behind the scenes? You can hear him ranting back there. Damien F16, the returning champion.
Damien, the Flame might be Canadian like you, and we might be friends, and one of us saying sorry at the end of this match, but I can guarantee this double-double is the double-double victory for me. Sorry, but that's the truth.
Doubling down again. The Flame is twice as hot, guys.
Love it. Well, Astrals, good luck in there. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's go ahead and bring Damien in.
You're
All right,
in.
Damien.
Hey, what's up?
Can you hear us?
Man.
Wow, that round 1 was a roller coaster. Thank you, Mojo, for that. That was fantastic. I always have to I follow up. Last week, I had to follow up your 80-card mono black special. No way anybody could do that. This week, I've got to follow up Windows done.
Windows something point out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great though. Yeah.
It's good to have you
my
back,
goodness.
man. I'm excited. So how do you think that your deck, before even looking at it, how's it looking against that dinosaur massacre over there?
Last week when I was assigned black, I thought, oh, Rakdos. I'm like, what do I do with Rakdos? God, it's got to be interesting. And then it hit me.
No.
Rakdos sucks. That's right. Rakdos sucks, of course. I'm like, last year in Fight Club, I played Mill, I played Land Destruction, I've done all the weirdness. I've never played a deck that really sucks. And I thought, what is the kind of deck that, sucks the hardest? That really just all the things in it suck. And I came to the conclusion.
Oh, no.
May I introduce you to my deck?
All right.
Rakdos Vampires. That's right.
Wait, what?
It's vampires. They suck.
I mean, they all suck.
God.
All the creatures in my deck suck.
It's true.
They all suck at different levels. Some of them suck really hard. Some of them just suck a little bit. But all of them work together.
Okay.
And yeah, I thought, you know what, this time I'm going to do something different. Rakdos, of course, I could play something like, that's tier 1 and stuff. Rakdos is very good in actual standard.
Right.
But I thought, you know what, this is the most, I don't know, Rakdos archetype is vampires, I think, right?
Yeah.
And the blood and all that. So I'm like, okay, let's go all in. Let's do the vampire deck.
Awesome.
And
I love it.
There were some things I was thinking about trying, but wild cards and other things aside, it's actually nothing really unique. It's just a vampire deck. So all the vampires, I've got Torch the Towers, the only new addition, Annihilating Glare as well, really good with, sacking blood and stuff. So basically you're just trying to sack a bunch of blood. You've got the early drops, Voldarin, Epicure and stuff. You've got only a couple of removal spells here, so I'm not really metagaming for green-white. I wasn't thinking about, playing green-white. I just, playing against green-white. So I'm not playing much removal. That might come back to bite me, but it's just all creatures that suck, and then a few removal spells, and a crown. And that's really it. But there's some cool stuff you can do. Like Voldarin Thrillseeker is fantastic. I was actually testing this card with Agatha's Soul Cauldron in the main to give all of my vampires the ability to just instant speed sack and do their damage equal to their power, which is great when you're hungry for more. You can make the token with Agatha's in play, tap to pump it, swing, sack it to do 4 after or whatever. Like you can start doing some really weird stuff. The Convoke Vampire's been interesting as well. This was like the last addition to the deck, the Vampire Lord here, Markov Baron. And it's got Convoke and Madness, and I'm not sure how well it's going to play. We'll see, because we're not really going super wide here, but somebody mentioned it right at the end of me, like, kind of messing with this deck. So it's just a vampire deck. I don't think I've ever played a deck quite like this before, so I thought, you know what?
Cool.
I never play a deck that sucks this hard. Let me just play a really I want everything to suck, and so this is it. This is the deck. So we have Lithomatic Barrage, I think, should be good here in the sideboard, but other than that, I put in stuff against controlling stuff. I put in, anti-aggro stuff. Maybe this comes in. I'm not sure how big he's going. I was trying not to... I wasn't watching the stream there. I didn't see his actual list, but... Hero's Downfall for someone in my chat, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sure, nice. His deck is definitely, it's trying to use Awaken the Woods to go wide, and is otherwise trying to ramp up to a lot of like really chonky 7-drops. And so as a result, though, if the Awaken the Woods doesn't show up, you might find a situation where you have a lot of really clear attacking lanes early while Astro's trying to get to the heavy stuff. So it's possible. That might end up working out in your favor.
Yeah, we'll see. So that's the deck. I'm just trying to, get on top of them and start sucking away real early. Just get the
Thanks for not making
the blood flowing. No, it's great. I mean, look at this. There's not many decks that suck harder than this. There's a lot of blood being sucked. Blood. We're gonna make a lot of blood. That's what we vampires do. We suck blood.
Okay,
we are in international
I want to. Okay, I'm worried about getting demonetized when we put this on YouTube. I might have to edit some of this.
All right.
No, okay, anyway, yeah. But joking aside, I think you're absolutely right. Voldarin Thrillseeker is fantastic, and being able to leverage things like Transmogrant's Crown to draw cards as those things are getting sacrificed, I like that synergy. Also, Voldarin Bloodcaster, I see that as a 4 of, and I think you're all 100% correct. This is one of those cards that in this list specifically, it has an opportunity to be just the ace in the hole that's going to win you a lot of games. It's one of those where it's super synergistic. If you have the blood tokens lying around, it's amazing. If you don't, it's not worth considering. But this deck probably will have them. So I'm very excited to see what it can do.
Well, I briefly tested it. Like my rival, I also tested on ladder and went 0-3. But I learned a lot, and one of the things I learned was that vampires like to suck, like, a lot. They are thirsty. They want the blood. I was often making a ton of blood, but I had so many ways to use it. Like this guy wants you to sack 2 blood, and this needs 5 blood to flip. I had Anye in here, the 4-drop vampire that sacks blood to drain them for 2. Basically, the vampires, they can slurp up a lot of blood, and you end up actually, like I was playing a bunch more of this kind of effect where I'm sacking things like bargain. There was a bunch of bargain cards I could have tried, but the more I was bargaining, I was running out of blood to suck, and I was like, God, I'm running out of stuff to suck. It's not good. I got a lot of dudes who want to suck here, and they can't suck. So I needed to be careful with the blood. I actually ended up kind of like there was not enough blood in some situations. So anyway, so we'll see. So this guy's obviously very valuable, producing a lot of blood, but yeah, I had to be careful about how many ways I had to use it, to sacrifice it, and it's weird. It's a thirsty deck, as you can imagine.
Sure is. Oh yeah.
Now you're going out quick and early, and late game flyers looks like your only way. Like your only way to win. Early game,
obviously, yeah.
fade.
This is
Tip them away with flyers at the end. I imagine this is going to be coming down to when you get your victories.
Yeah, or burn them out with Thrill Seeker, like something like that can happen. I mean, even Vran can drain them out when I have a bunch of sacrifice effects and stuff. But yeah, it's we'll see. I don't know if it's gonna work. If he stabilizes, his deck obviously goes way over the top of mine, and I'm definitely gonna lose the lane. I've got to come in hard and fast and suck them dry.
All right.
Good stuff.
So that being said, Hammer, you want to hit him up with the suckiest question that you can come up with for him.
All right, I'll see what I can do. So, Damien.
Yeah.
You're going to be going up against Astralsflame, who is listening right now, presumably.
Oh, yeah.
What words do you have him going into this match?
Well, I was very touched by his call out of, being a fellow Canadian. So in advance, I'm sorry, I appreciate this battle that we're about to have. And
I'm gonna slay you, Astral. I'm gonna mount you and suck you dry. Just wait till
Anyway, oh God, I've got these headaches. They keep coming. I'm sorry. Are we live still?
Yeah,
okay, it's gonna be a great game. Have a great game, Astral. I can't wait to play you. GG.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
What?
Well,
Okay.
let's get to
Somebody get this guy some blood. He's
Yeah. All right.
What? Was I?
Yeah.
I didn't.
a little low
No
on the
blood here. There's no blood here.
blood level.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
There's
Well, with
no-
that, Damien, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Looking forward to the battle.
See you in the ring.
Let's see it. We'll see you in the ring.
Fight Club. Let's go.
Fight Club, let's go. All right. Very cool. So we're going to be watching game 1 from Damien's perspective. Let's go ahead and
Hop on in.
hop on in. Oh my goodness, this is exciting.
Wow.
So yeah. So Mojoe, what are your thoughts going into this match? What were your
Well,
what are your
Damien
what are you
right off
expecting
the
to see here?
bat is gonna be coming out like bats out of hell. Right out of there, going straight for the face, possibly even the neck or wherever else he can draw blood. Later on, peppering little tiny flyers and a lot of a Bernie Ken to finish off Astral's health total.
Absolutely.
And Astral's needs to go big or go home because he's gonna get sucked right out of the back of the boat.
Right? No, it's going to be pretty gnarly. Now, the Voldaren Bloodcaster, I think, is going to be the edge. If that flips, then all of a sudden, Damien's going to have an edge. Because Astrals doesn't have a lot of flying blockers that we saw.
Oh, yeah.
So there is, I believe there was, like, Vorinclex in the list. But aside from that, there's not a ton of reach. And so what I'm expecting to see is Damien throwing down a lot of early 1 and 2 drops, those the Blood Tithe Harvesters and the like, get in for as much damage as humanly possible, and then bank those blood tokens, let them pile up. There was one Voldaren Estate in there, you got the Epicures, you've got the Harvesters and whatnot, and additionally the Voldaren Bloodcaster, it sees, it looks like our competitors are getting ready to go.
They are getting ready to go.
All right. We're in. But with Blood Tithe Harvester, it sacrifices itself, and then the Voldaren Bloodcaster sees it die. And when that happens, you create additional blood, which also the Harvester sees when it dies, so it can hit larger things, and it helps get you those blood that you need in order to get the Bloodcaster.
Damien,
So,
right off the
we'll
bat,
see.
getting to go first was a huge advantage for his little tiny blood-sucking family.
Oh my goodness, yes. And so here we have, and starting off with a 2-1 for 1, the Voldaren Pit Fighter.
Ooh, he
Or
changed
Falconer's
his
Pit Fighter,
avatar
rather,
too.
sorry.
Damien changed his avatar. He's a little more vampiric looking this time.
I suppose, yeah, that Post Malone certainly has a vampiric energy.
But that's
to him.
post Carl Malone. I don't know who that
Exactly,
is.
yeah. All right, so here's a Hungry for More.
Is it really? I want to
David, yeah, that's Post Malone.
Well,
No
how
joke.
much it cost? A couple million for it?
I have no idea. All right, so Damien is using Hungry for More, putting the Transmogriff's Crown, getting in for 5 damage, gaining 5 back, and drawing a card off the creature dying. That seems like a pretty good deal to me.
Yeah, ossification, removing one of the threats, stopping the bleeding.
Yup. All right, now Hungry for More can come back, or Damien can try to establish some more threats on the board, which I think is where he wants to be at this point. Because he can always do the Hungry for More action later.
Towards the tower, it looks weak in game 1 versus Damien, but Damien did not know he was going to come up against. This is the torch is going to be a little match bouncing off a dinosaur's forehead. It's just
Oh my, yeah, exactly. It's not going to be super impactful here, in all likelihood.
But
so here comes the
that
invasion of
now-
Zendikar, and note that this is kind of Astral's worst nightmare. There are now threats online. Damien's already gotten in for quite a bit of damage, and now even more threats are coming in.
drawing off the 5-1. Holy vampires.
Oh my goodness, yes. So yeah, the Transmogriff's Crown going on the expendable token is going to be sacrificing itself anyway. And so now Astrals has an opportunity to, I mean, at this point, Astrals needs to drop okay, I was talking about the lack of
Flyers.
flying blockers. I had neglected the dragon.
One of
It's a pretty glaring omission, if I'm honest.
yeah, coming.
Yeah, oh yeah, that. Now you'll notice that the Falconwrath Forebear is a 3/1 flyer, and the Falconwrath Pit Fighter is a 2/1. That Transmogrant's Crown does add power.
Yes,
So
as
yeah,
well
the
as
Transmogrant's
raw.
Crown, it adds 2 power. So if the Transmogrant's Crown goes on the Falconwrath Pit Fighter, the onus is now on Astrals to come up with some kind of instant speed interaction in a Ganjo or something like that
Alright.
here.
We might see a double swing. It was definitely double. It's over.
Oh, swing it out, absolutely.
Be over. I'm not
And so
sure
if
I saw
Astrals
a
doesn't-
2-drop removal for Austral.
Yeah, if Astrals doesn't have anything in
Okay.
hand, which it looks like he doesn't, any kind of life gain or anything, channeling a Herd Migration there would have worked as well in order to gain a little bit of life to survive, but unfortunately it looked like Astrals just didn't have them.
He didn't
So Damien
suck, it was a feeding frenzy.
Well, and that's exactly what needed to happen. We all know if Astral's deck is allowed to survive into the late game, it has a massive edge. And so Damien needed to just end the game quickly, and we saw just expert sequencing to make that happen.
Oh,
so, yeah, kudos, Damien. Well
Other
done.
windows would be great for Austral right now.
You know, actually, you're not wrong. Yeah, a couple boarded windows would have saved,
That's a tech nowadays. Yeah.
saved a bit of damage there. Could have kept him around for a little bit longer. Exactly.
All right, so we're gonna go after we see Damien's sideboard here. We're gonna go over and tune into Austral's perspective.
Interestingly enough, it doesn't look like Damien's prioritizing those lithomantic barrages. Instead, looking to just keep aggression high.
I would use
You know,
those the rest is to dodge the the Awaken the Dryads or not too many.
Yeah, Waking the
though.
Woods. Yep. Yeah,
Well,
looking
you
at
also
the
hit the ramp too early.
True. And that, I think, is why Damien is just brought in one of Duress.
Yep.
And so if that Duress can pick off an Invasion to Zendikar or a Nissa, you're going to be in good shape, right?
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
It's just-
So let's
I mean,
go
you
ahead
pick
and...
I think it's better to stop the in Damien's instance or case here to stop the ramp, sweep the leg. As Mr. Miyagi taught us from Karate Kid. If you can't stand, you can't fight. If you can't have mana, you can't play spells.
100%. The mana base is the most important part of every deck. It just is. And yeah, if you can disrupt the mana base, oh my goodness, do it. Yeah.
Now, Austral
right.
is starting here.
Ooh, so the ossification is pretty nice, and the herd migration is going to allow for additional life gain and making sure those land drops keep getting hit. That's important.
Keeping him alive in for the Korra.
Absolutely. Well, and given depending on where Astral's health total is, once 5 mana is available, casting out a completed Nissa just to uptick and start putting bodies online might be beneficial. You know, that's definitely not plan A with that card, but it could work. So we'll see if that lines up.
Damien's thinking about it. That's the thing about you can tell one of your versus an aggro deck. It'll take a long time to think about their keeping hand.
Yep. Well,
Right,
and
and
Damien
play
mulls to
kid.
5.
That's a 5
Oh,
mull.
we got a Karn Rave. Yeah, so Damien was not happy with the first 7 or 6 for that matter.
They're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance, exactly. All right, Damien attacking. And post-combat, hitting the...
Post-Malone combat.
right.
Only time.
There we go. And so Blood Tithe Harvester's coming down.
Hey, get your green. You already got your white. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, there's only one white. Astral's already had 3 green in hand.
That is a-
Oh my goodness. And then Astral's just top decked a Sunfall. Now, note, there isn't a second white source right now.
Oh,
and the Herd
no,
Migration could have found it.
No.
So
he's not
that...
any white either. I mean...
Mm-hmm.
No, never mind.
Oh, but there's one
Never
off the top,
have it.
never punished. All right. All right.
Oh,
Duress!
The
one of
Duress.
Duress staring down that Sunfall. Oh, get that out of here.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Just a series of miracles back to back to back. You love it.
Nissa or Sunfall.
Oh, my goodness.
Ow.
All right.
I want both. I'll take
There we
one.
go.
You can keep the rest, he says.
All right, so Damien is hellbent. We're down to nothing. All right, Kuro, the boundless guy, hitting the field. All right, so now Astros has a pretty sizable threat online. Damien's got 4 lands, 2 blood, and a dream.
This gotta be he might be trying to trigger Vron.
Yep. So yeah, the Falconer Forebear dying here, and on top of that, Damien can just sack the blood and bring it back.
Yep.
Oh my goodness!
That's madness.
Markov,
Oh,
brilliant.
wow.
Markov Baron
Combo.
has madness,
and nowhere.
and as a result, having madness and convoke, Damien was able to discard the Markov Baron to a blood token.
Now do we see Nissa here, the big
perfect.
girl?
It's possible.
So
Honestly, if I'm Astrals, yeah, I'm looking at this frill back. Being able to blow up that blood token is meaningful? Question mark?
Yeah, but I mean that's a 5, and a 6. He wants it all. He's gonna go for the kill batteries. He's going big or going home, he says.
Gain life and exiling the graveyard. Yeah, exiling the graveyard gets that Falconer Forebear out of the mix completely.
And it sets him up with possible. Let me see here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. He needs another mana also for Nissa to say goodbye to her right away to activate the ult off her cast.
All right, and yeah, the Vodaran Epicure.
The thing that I don't like about the
stereo.
Epicure, unlike Kumano, is it does not target planeswalkers.
Indeed.
It's such a
Cannot
pet
hit
peeve.
planeswalkers. That's accurate. We have another throwback, but it looks like Astros is gonna just throw down the beans
Beans hit the board.
of the beanstalk, and here comes Topiary Stomper.
I can block now. He's checking his lands.
Yep. Yeah. After the
That's a
this
green.
trigger,
Oh!
it's live.
He's winding
Alright.
up. He's getting a big one packing. He's charging his energy.
Oh yeah.
That's lethal on board if he survives this attack from Damien. And no, as board states.
Right, because yeah, full price Nissa can come down and downtick
That's
next
plus
turn.
15. That's plus 15 across the board trample.
Yep. Yeah, we got 5 forests.
Damien
For
knows
Nissa to-
this.
Oof. All right. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, what's the last card? I don't think man is gonna save you this time. It might.
What you got, Damien? What you got? Annihilating Glare on the Stomper. Okay.
Huh.
Getting the vigilant threat out of here.
Nice.
So sending the Epicures in. This is gonna get in for 2 damage and then trigger Vran.
2 more.
Unfortunately,
games,
triggers
too.
only once per turn.
I
The
would have killed the
Frillbacks
5/5.
gaining the life. Oh my goodness.
Oh my monkey! Here it comes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just gonna rip it. Yep.
Is
Here,
that
here we
enough?
go.
That's 5. That's a T-Rex off the top.
That's a T-Rex, all right.
Great.
So,
artwork, too.
and Astros is gonna is gonna slow roll it a little bit.
Yeah, one
Keep
a little
Nissa
bit.
Ascended Animist around and put out an 8/8 body.
See, when do
Yeah,
I
that mount
wanna
that Damien
release
just drew is not gonna
my
not gonna
charging
help.
rhinoceroses? I'll wait 1 second.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna build up a little bit of momentum. Exactly. It's that moment. He could have launched the Spirit Bomb, but instead he wanted to spend another episode charging up.
Oh, Gonjo.
And here comes
my
T-Rex,
monkeys. I remember
who has
sucking my
haste.
blood, not today.
And
Here
now
we
here's
go.
the down tick. This is just
Oh, vampires didn't get through this stack.
bam. Damien sees the writing on the wall.
Negative 20.
Could block a fair amount of that, but he knew it wasn't gonna be enough. So let's just move on to game 3. Yep.
Oh, man. Damien is literally inside out, guys.
Yeah, -20, exactly. Yeah, that was a perfect kill.
He took
All right.
out. Actually, Astros cited out.
He sided out the Awaken the Woods, which is interesting. Instead, opting to just go big over the top with more card draw, and those Faithbound Judges actually look pretty good here.
Oh man! I
And
really
yeah,
wanted to
Galton
see
Maverick's out as well.
Galton
Ooh, the
there.
Awaken the Woods are coming back in for game 3. 2 of them anyway.
Yeah, you don't want too
Interesting.
many. Up the Beanstalk seems slow here too.
Yeah, it does. It worked out well in that last game, but you're right.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah, versus
Yeah.
vampires on the draw.
Yeah, and Vorinclex, interestingly, is in the sideboard as well. I would have expected that to come in as well. But, okay.
We're not signing.
Yeah, 'cause-
we are not in the ring though.
That's true. Exactly. No, I trust Astros knows this deck
Yeah.
better than I do, so I trust his judgment. All right, we're in game 3, everybody. Here we go. Those frillbacks. Oh my goodness.
3.
Those were
Yeah,
clutch
they work
that last game.
magic. Just enough health too, both times.
Mm-hmm.
And exiled. Oh, jeez, but versatility he's showing from his Frill Mystics in this deck.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the ability, I mean, a 4-drop for 3 that gains 4 life when it enters in this matchup. Well, I mean, yeah, the Frill, actually, now that I think about it, the Tranquil Frillback is kind of like Obstinate Baloth in that regard.
Oh, dude, I love
It's similar, right?
Obstinate
At least the way that Astros is playing it here. Yeah, and that's great. Like, that's exactly what you need.
Oh, this is what Damien wants is the quick shots, just pecking away, just pricking
Wow.
at the veins of Austral's mana base, and Damien's whole hand's almost out.
Yep, and Damien leading off with the Pit Fighter into Vran and following it up with an Epicure and a Bloodtithe Harvester. This is just
Yeah,
just
yeah. It's
all
a
the
feeding
beef on the board.
Frenzy, which I believe is a magic. Oh, jeez, that team.
Just full send. Send it. Yep, absolutely.
Topper's just watching everybody walk by. He don't care. Hey, my
All right.
fight, he's like.
Yep, and the Falcon Wrath Pit Fighter has this ability. You can pay 2, discard a card, sack a
Oh,
vampire,
that's
draw 2
great.
cards.
Astros is just getting seated down, but the frill, he needs to draw land and a frill back. Oh my gosh.
Another
He's so
Epicure? Oh
great.
my goodness. Well, and with that,
There's the ramp. That's
yeah,
it.
I mean, oh, that is so almost good here.
Oh man.
Well, and actually, right here, though, Astros can't really afford to attack. Honestly, he's kind of dead if he does, dead if he doesn't here.
You can't do
'Cause-
anything. It's over.
Yeah, because if he attacks, the Vulnerable Epicure block. Oh,
can't
wait a minute.
attack.
He actually won't.
It's over.
He won't be able to because he's
No,
only going to
no,
be at 6
no.
lands.
Yeah.
Oh my
Topper's
goodness.
Still choosing not to fight.
Yeah,
That's
that'll do it.
Baby squeaks it out. Woo!
Hard and fast vamps.
Yeah, that was.
There we
that
go.
was
Yeah,
a
Damien
lightning
needed a
quick.
fast start. He absolutely needed a fast start. Got it in game 1, got it in game 3. But we did see what Astros deck could do. So at
Yeah,
the end of the
yeah.
day,
It was
good
good
stuff
to see
by
that
both competitors.
Both fighters, both got their things to go. Boom.
absolutely.
It
So
was-
let's go ahead and bring Astros in
Yep.
here. Yeah. All right,
man,
Astros, are you
on the
there?
Draw against bloodthirsty vampires. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. That'll do
There
it.
he
Oh,
is.
looks like you're muted. Yep. All right.
Oh, sorry about that.
There,
No,
right
no,
there.
yeah. No, it's all good. Well, yeah, well played. So we saw
Well,
in game
yep.
2, we saw what your deck was definitely trying to do. It lined up really nicely.
That was
And it's what all of us, you know, everybody watching,
Yep.
Mojo, me, Damien, we all knew if a game was allowed to go to like turn 6 or 7,
Yeah.
yeah, you probably had it. You know,
Incoming Dino history. Yeah.
yeah. And so I gotta say that was a phenomenal showing. So what were your thoughts? Yeah, follow the
Yeah.
match.
It was a really good match. Like Damien's deck is just so fast, and like I know that's gonna be a problem for my deck. So like I brought in the Tranquil Throwbacks. They definitely helped in game 2.
Yes.
I was worried on my keep in game 3. The bunch of 3-drops probably wasn't the best. I kind of hope Damien might have gone for a mulligan down. Maybe not quite a fast start, but it's just sometimes, the hand looked good. I had some stabilizing. If his hand wasn't fast, I probably would have been able to stay alive with those throwbacks and the life gain and get it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
that's just the way it goes sometimes.
That's,
Oh my goodness.
That's magic.
Yeah,
That is-
those frillbacks in this matchup looked fantastic. I gotta say, those were clutch. Gaining you additional life, putting blockers on board. It's exactly what you needed to see. So
Yeah. See,
no,
that-
good stuff. And yeah, and in game 3 to have 2 of them in your hand at the end, it's like, oh,
That's a
man,
great
yeah, I hate to see it.
demonstration of aggro versus ramp, how important it is to draw to go first ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Going
It's
first
huge.
was so clutch for Damien in those matches.
Yeah. Well, and even in that last game, had you hit your land drop, on that last turn, you would have been able to attack with a Topiary Stomper, or would have given you some options. With Vrand on the other side, though, that was
Yeah,
that
the
was
Fran was definitely putting pressure on. But hey, like
Oh, yeah.
GG's, Damien's deck, absolutely sick. I'm happy I got to do the thing. It's kind of, I went for what I could.
Yep.
No, that's very cool, man. You love to see it. So Mojo,
Yeah.
do you have the box? The box of destiny.
I do have the box of destiny. We're gonna have to replace
Excellent.
one color here. Taking
Yep.
out
So white and green are
Selesnya.
gonna have to come out so we can have either of them represent red. If,
All right.
since we're missing
And
one
we
piece,
got
which
blue and black, and we got red. So
Blue,
one
black,
of them
and
white
yep.
will be red.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So we can see the planes. That's red. All right. Let's see what we got.
Look at the monkey.
Go for week 3. What are we working with?
Here we go. We are.
Come on.
It's red, even though it's white.
All right, you got it.
red.
So we're gonna be red.
It's,
All right.
What is that? Naya.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Which
dragon
means-
territory.
That is, I can play Rith. We're back in home. The next 3 weeks are going to be crushing.
Never
Yes.
did have it.
So yeah, Rith is available. We have all the spirit dragons. Those 3 spirit dragons are pretty solid as well. So
Oh, I got goosebumps,
all right.
man. You
Excellent.
feel the flame heat in his.
mhm.
The
So-
flame is ready for the comeback. This was simply
Absolutely.
the start.
And so week 3, if you want to see Atsushi into AO, I have a sneaking suspicion that may happen. And so if you want to see that, tune in back at this channel, not next week because of MagicCon Vegas, but the week following. We're gonna be doing week 3. So yeah, very cool. Naya, I'm very excited to see what you come up with.
Yeah,
Astros.
yeah.
All right.
All right,
Good
guys.
stuff.
So
These
guys,
guys.
And- but yeah. Oh, sorry.
After this chat, you gotta vote back, vote Australs, vote Mojo, vote whoever you want. Damn, I was gonna say, you got feelings.
We got feelings. Oh yeah. So yes. So what's going to be coming up here in just a few moments? We're going to be opening up a poll for the live Twitch audience, and you will be able to bring back either Mojo or Astrals, the two fine gentlemen we have right here. If I know what side I'm gesturing to, these folks over here, depending on what scene I'm in, it's like, where's the thing? Anyway, but yes. So both of them were knocked out in their first matches, and as a result, they have the opportunity for redemption. And so if you want to see the Selesnya, like, up the beanstalk, Moonshaker
I wanna
Cavalry,
see
big
that.
stuff, Awaken the
Personally,
Woods
I do.
action. If you want to see that,
Versus
you go ahead and cast
Gruul.
your vote for Astrals. If you want to see more boarded windows, which is a sentence I'm saying in 2023 related to a competitive standard event. I love this. I love it so much. Then vote Mojo. So
I'm gonna
either
get
way,
rocked out there. If I face Carlo, I'm getting snuffed. There's no
Yeah,
way about it.
and in that redemption fight, they're going to be facing off against Seafair Freddy Jr. himself, who's on Gruul. So we're going to see that deck in a little bit. But before we do, we also need to chat with Damien, whose deck, while it does in fact suck thematically, I think it's safe to say the deck didn't actually suck that bad. All right,
It went feral.
Damien. All right.
Damien, get
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
Did you see that? Did you see some sucking there? We saw dry. That was
You a lot more
it. He had no
flush.
more
Like you
blood.
just look like you just ate a ketchup sandwich, Damien.
Yeah. No, you did suck Astrals dry on that one. We can confirm. Oh my goodness.
Empires, hey, I told you they were gonna suck, and sure enough, they came and they saw and they sucked. And that was it. No more
right?
blood. Sucked all the
man.
blood dry. So super aggressive start. Obviously, at any point, Astrals could easily just stabilize. In game 2,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw how easy it was off one frill back, and he mentioned that card when I saw that card. I'm
One
like,
throwback there.
I can't, like, every creature in his deck is bigger than mine. So,
Right.
but man, Topiary Stomper, I've played that card so many times in Standard and 5-color control and stuff, and that is a huge drawback. That card in game 3, you saw it just come down there and not block is so rough, especially against aggro. So I think I got lucky winning the die roll, get me game 1, and then lost game 2, and then back on the play game 3, I was able to, have a nice hand and curve out or whatever.
Yeah, that puts you
Oh, that was huge,
on
yeah.
the board actually with 1 full point.
Yeah.
You're on
Very
the board
nice.
now. You're on the
Oh, I
board.
have a point.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody
bonus.
thinks you're tied
Okay.
for lead now unless Carlo wins.
Well-
his next.
Actually,
I'm tied.
Numbskull
Yeah.
has 2 points at the moment.
Well, Numbskull's got 2. Oh yeah, Numbskull beat me.
Numbskull has
See,
2
I'm a
points. He's
little
actually been kind of
hazy
killing
for
the game at the
right?
moment. But
Yeah.
Damien, you are now tied for second with Mojo here.
Numbskull
And
did
that
hit me
said-
through a window.
If the folks
Hey, yeah.
can, if the folks vote Mojo back for
oh my god.
for the next game, though, he has an opportunity
Well-
to win a half a point potentially. So
Potentially.
Yeah.
I think
So
Like, Carlo's gonna
what
run
you're
me.
saying, I'm going to be voting too. I have control over
Indeed.
Carlo's fate here. Who do you think
Yes,
Carlo
you
wants
do.
to face more, Mojo or Astrals? I bet you he doesn't want to see those boarded up windows.
No,
I mean,
no,
I don't
no.
Probably
know.
not.
Yeah. We'll
That
see
could
though.
be dangerous.
Gruul probably can't beat Ensnaring Bridge. You guys didn't know Ensnaring Bridge was in standard?
Ensnaring
Well,
Bridge.
Mojo just put on a showcase.
There
Yeah,
it is.
Ensnaring Bridge is real.
That's
It's just, you
old
need
school,
6
man.
of them. You need 6
Right.
on the board, but it works.
It can be done though, apparently. Yeah.
Having an ensnaring bridge. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Mojo, if you've got the box, let's go ahead
The
and figure out. So Damien, what are your next colors going to be? So you.
I love
you're-
box.
I know, right? Okay,
Yeah, what?
so so we got Rakdos
We
to
got
build on.
Rakdos
That can go all
left over.
kinds of fun ways.
I mean, I would love to be Grixis, but somebody had to rig it and take the blue one. Isn't that right, Mojo?
If we're Grixis,
Unbelievable.
we're squaring off.
He
next
lost.
It'll be
What's
Grixis
that?
on Grixis if you get Grixis. See how big
I mean, it's
Well, no,
possible.
but I can't. Oh, it is? Oh, I thought it,
It
was
is
gone.
possible.
Oh, no.
At
I
this
can still
point,
get it.
we're
Yeah.
the only colors that we're taking out are the ones you already have. So everything else is on the table. Yep.
Okay, okay, okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready, baby.
go.
I
So what do
can't
we got?
watch. What is it?
It
What is
is-
it? Tell me.
What is
I
it?
can't see it.
It's blue.
It's blue.
Are we
It's blue,
Grixis?
baby.
We're doing this.
Let's
It's
go.
me versus Damien. It's gotta be. Grixis
All right,
and
there we go.
Grixis.
So we're gonna have
Um,
two Grixis for week
Grixis
3.
mirror?
No
Is it a
way.
Grixis mirror?
If it ends up being a
no.
full-on mirror, I'm gonna be blown away. I gotta be honest, that'd be
Brother
amazing.
is brother.
Okay. I mean, but well, it's not just you're the captain of the ship in international waters here, Mojo. You're the one, you're the godfather of Fight Club. I'm gonna have to come up with something really
Oh, no,
special
no.
for you, Mojo.
I don't even know to
Yes.
represent all the color combinations. I'm kind of awestruck. I don't know.
This will be
What
fun.
Um,
All right.
I think it's gonna be sweet, Grixis. I have some ideas. I've messed with. You can do some busted ish with Grixis. I don't want to say anything, but I've got my ideas. But I'm almost certainly not gonna have anything in the ballpark
Say
of
anything.
the legend himself. I don't know what Mojo's gonna bring, but
Write that down.
can't wait. I promise. I'll tell you one thing, Mojo. My sucking phase is over. All right, I sucked this week. No more sucking. We tried it. It was fun. Now we're gonna bring our A game here, and I don't know.
Blow me away.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. You can bring all the windows you want. Actually, you know what? Yeah,
I'm leaving the window.
I'm fine with that. Leaving them at home. All right.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Well, yeah, Damien, thank you so much. That was a delight to see.
Great fight
yeah,
there, Batman.
man, this stuff happens. Very cool. But yeah, so yeah, Damien again, well played. Thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead and send Damien back to the locker room, and we are gonna throw out a poll
Here's the
to our
ball.
live Twitch audience. Who do you want to see come back in the redemption battle against
Who wants to
Steve
see
Alfredo Jr.'s
Mojo get
Gruul deck?
slapped up by Carlo or?
All right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and
No,
put.
no.
So this, I'm gonna go ahead and put. I'm gonna put 5 minutes on the clock. Now that's probably a little too long. Let's go 3 minutes on the
5
clock.
minutes. I put an hour and a half.
5
on the
minutes is
clock.
good, Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and put 3 minutes on the clock. Live Twitch audience. Here you go. There we go. The poll is live. Who do you want to see come back for the redemption battle? Oh, we have a vote for Astrals right out of the gate. Oh my goodness, you'll love to see it. So anyway,
I'm voting Astrals.
all right.
I voted
But yeah.
against myself. Like, what is it?
I gotta say, this has been a fantastic showing today. I gotta say, our competitors here, our fighters, brought their A game, and we saw, just sure enough, a lot of fun, janky nonsense coming together
I
and
love
delivering
it.
some really exceptional results. It's been a blast to see what everybody's done. So
This has
yeah,
become a safe haven for homebrewers. There's decks that you can never imagine being in the top of Mythic, as Austral said, as Damien said, as I'm saying. That you go into the rank queue and you're just duffed out real quick. There's nothing you can do. You're getting countered and that. But in the heart of Fight Club, it allows Magic to keep the gathering magical, I would say.
absolutely.
Yeah. It lets you choose your own adventure. It's disguised as a strategy game, really.
No, I love it. I think this, yeah, and these events are all about giving, streamers, content creators, an opportunity to show off their signature style and their personality. And this is something that, this is the 3rd season we've done it. So we've had a couple of other, we got a couple seasons under our belt, and these have been nothing short of fantastic.
Genius.
And I'm very, very interested to see, what the future holds, as far as Fight Club is concerned. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you out there are a streamer here on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever platform that you do, just say, hey, let us know.
You're good.
Because there's a non-zero chance that season 4 is gonna happen at some point. And it'd be cool to get some fresh faces in here. Anyway, not a formal call to action, just a very informal one for
guys. We are now 9-9. Get your votes in. There's only
my goodness.
a minute left.
Yep. The clock is winding down, and we are neck and neck here. Astros and Mojo both have 9 votes on the live Twitch, the Twitch poll. So if you are interested in letting your voice be heard, if you want to see Mojo's, what is it, the barred window deck? Boarded window, that's the word. Or Astral's with the Selesnya ramp situation. Both of those on the table, both delightful brews, and they're going to be going up against Carlo's Grill List, which we have not unveiled yet.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, once we know who Carlo's going to be going up against, we're going to be doing an interview with Carlo, and we're going to show everybody that deck, which is going to be really fun. Let's see. So yeah, right now, actually, we're at 11-9. Mojo, you got a fan club out there. They're rooting for you.
Vote Astral, somebody.
Oh, Mojo, I have terrible news for you. You've won the vote.
Yeah. Amazing. Nice.
Oh, the people want the windows.
Thanks,
the people
guys.
want their Windows XP in.
You guys ever see Jurassic Park where they feed the raptors and they put the cow in the raptor house and
I mean,
my deck is not good. They was built to beat Numbskull and I still lost.
Oh my goodness. Well, we've seen what it can do, and we're gonna see if it can do it again. So, all right, everybody. So, Mojo, congratulations on getting brought back in for the redemption battle. 11-9. It was a close one. All right, and let's go ahead.
I'm going
and bring in the myth, the man, the legend himself, C. Favredo Jr., our Gruul aficionado for this one. All right.
I'm here, and I'm
Hey, Carlo, how you doing? Oh my goodness. So yeah, we've got you. Can you hear us? Check.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we sure
can.
can.
You, buddy.
All right.
Excellent. All right.
Last time I'm gonna hear.
So you're bringing Gruul, and based on your week 1 mono green list, I think it's fair to say that you enjoy large creatures. I think that's a fair assessment, right?
Yeah, it's pretty fair.
And Mojo built a deck around Boarded Window that's designed to stop a lot of small creatures, which I think is also a fair read on that situation.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about this particular matchup?
Listen, I'm feeling great. Let me tell you, not only did we build a really good deck for this week, but 2 days during this last week on my stream, we tested different viewer brews on Gruul. So all Gruul games for the last 2 days. And so we collectively took what cards were performing well. We put them into this deck, which really slotted in something pretty similar to what we played last week. But not only do I get to play one dino this week, I get to play 3 different dinos this week.
Joy.
And those dinos certainly can smash some windows. So, if you're ready, Mojo.
Let's see it.
I'll present them. You present them.
All right. So here we go. We've got your list. And I'm seeing some dinos here.
There's certainly some dinos. So
I'm in danger.
Yeah. So what we were testing out this week is basically the basis of the mono green deck we did last week. I added additional Green Sun's Twilight because that card performed really well last week. And we get to play some new cards from Wilds of Eldraine. Number 1 in Charming Scoundrel. Charming Scoundrel does help ramp because it makes a treasure token. Or later in the game, you can use it to draw a discard. It's a nice loot card. And then we also get to play Ruby, Daring Tracker. Now, Ruby isn't just a 1/2 haste mana dork. If you have a creature with power 4 or greater, it attacks for 3. So if you can follow up with like a Topiary Stomper the next turn, you can get in an attack, which obviously is adding to this ramp. So we get to play Gwenna, we get to play Topiary Stomper, Invasion of Zendikar. We still have this ramp package, and we're trying out some Luca Bound to Ruin. Luca has a dual role in this deck. I can ramp for the creatures, or I can use Luca as a removal spell. or make a 3/3, but most likely either removal spell or ramp. And the dinos that we're ramping into this week, Tyrannix Rex, of course, has to make a comeback. That card is great. You know, Mojoe's Windows can make this thing a 1 power, and if it connects, you still take 4 toxic, which is great. And then I can play Itali this week. And we already know the slot machine monster that Itali is. So who knows? Maybe I'll be casting one of Mojoe's Windows. We'll find out.
That's a
And we
possibility.
do get to play some Gruff Triplets, which is another card that I'm excited to play this week. That really was able to shine last week as well. It's really resilient to removal, considering Mojoe might have some removal in playing Dimir. This might be good for me. But I do got to worry about Mojoe's Siphon Insights. I certainly
Yes.
don't want Itali cast against me or my own Rex. So there's that. We got a solid Gruul suite in terms of lands. We got duels, and I'm playing Murex because it still works well, getting 1/1 toxic to try to win via the poison ability. We are playing 24 lands again this week because of the amount of ramp cards that we have. We can cast these cards pretty easily. I've been playing this on the ladder over the last few days as well, as it is with no changes, and I was able to go from Diamond 4 to Diamond 1. So, playing against whatever is considered the ladder, it's a metagame. So I think the deck is okay. If you take a look at the sideboard, it's a little mixture of what we were playing last week with some additional red cards. Infectious Bite is great, and here he's Warcrafting for some removal, even some Burn Down the House. And we kept the Tranquil Frillbacks in this deck, and as you could see via the last match, Tranquil Frillback is a house. Against Mojoe, this is going to be able to hit the mirror boxes, the windows, everything like that.
Everything
That naturalized mode it's funny against the vampires. The life gain mode is definitely where a lot of the value is hitting. But yeah, in this matchup, exactly that naturalized mode is huge. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then we got another Rex and then 2 Thruns. So we'll see how this works against Mojoe this week.
Yeah,
nice.
There's a fine line between bravery and stupidity, and I'm in the ring with wow. Where's that line again?
I'm not 100% sure where you're going with that, but hey, it's all good.
I walked across the stupid line. I'm in versus like this huge fight. Chat, throw me in against this. I don't have
Thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat. Rick.
All right. Well, good stuff.
This is amazing, and I'm in danger.
Yeah, there's a non-zero chance you're gonna. You got a challenge ahead of you.
Do you want to get Astrals to commentate with you here?
Yeah, we can get Astrals in on commentary. I don't believe I have a frame set up for him because that was one thing we didn't. So in setting up the guest commentator for when Mojoe was in the ring, it hadn't occurred to me that wait a minute, Carlos Wild card.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to get Astrals in if he's available to do commentary. Otherwise, I can do solo. That's fine. But yeah, if Astrals is down, we can do that.
Rile up in the back still.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to see I voted Astrals personally, guys, because I wanted to see a dinosaur fight. That would have been cool. But now I gotta find some weird way to beat dinosaurs with a deck that has no business in the ring with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Two dino heavy decks smashing together could have been delightful for sure. But I gotta say, this setup looks nuts, Carlo. Very cool. So we have to ask, most important question going into this battle, to your competitor, who's right there, just hanging out right here.
Right here. This is the last time.
Do you have any words?
Do I have any words? I guess
my
words would be, hopefully you got some insurance for them windows that are about to get broken.
There's gonna be some home damage. It's true.
That is a great answer, and
I love it. Absolutely love it.
I am insured. I'm insured that I'm in at least one game.
Right.
I want one.
All right. Well, gentlemen, good luck in there. We're gonna go ahead and send our competitors back to the locker room, so to speak, and then we are gonna get ready for this battle. So yeah, let's see if any of our fighters who will not be participating in this battle want to jump in to join me on the booth. Yeah, if Astrals is still on the call, I see. Feel free to unmute and we'll get you in here. All right. Otherwise, again, I can solo it, but where's the fun there?
All right.
Rock on.
I'm going in. Oh,
All right,
guys.
Mojo, good luck out there.
Rip.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and be watching from your perspective. And I'm going to see if I can hastily set up a view here. All right. But yeah, so Astros, if you're here, feel free to say hey.
Check 1 2. Hammerhawks
Yeah.
coming in queue.
We got the audio. I don't have visual up for you yet. Let me see if I can get this set up because, like I said, I was not prepared. All right, but here we go. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching from Mojoe's perspective. That's what the folks at home are gonna be seeing. All right. I thank everybody for the follows. I definitely appreciate it. All right, cool.
So Mojo on the play, right?
Indeed.
Ooh. All the 5 to boo. That's got to be a hurtful start for Mojo here.
Absolutely. Definitely suboptimal. And actually, yeah. All right. So we have Ruby showing up for Carlo.
Yeah, that's some hasty ramp and already pushing in damage. Mojo, like, despite the I think Mojo's still not in a bad spot here, right? We got the Celestis coming down.
Certainly. All right. I'm trying a little too hard for some behind-the-scenes stuff that ultimately isn't really going to matter. I need to just chill out. All right. Cool. So.
Board state is happening. Invasions are in. Carlo is ramping ahead, and there's a Rex already.
All right. Cool. So here, I'm going to go ahead and pull you in. Boom, baby. I don't have the fancy card frame for you, but I got you on the video now. All right, cool.
That's all right.
All right, now to the game. Let's focus. All right. So here we go. So yeah, Mojo is staring down a T-Rex already? My God, I look away for 2 seconds, and Carlo's got a T-Rex online.
Yeah, Carlo was like Ruby into Invasion into like turn 4 Rex. Like, and there's a second Rex.
A second Rex? What? What is this? All right, so Mojo's going to bounce the Invasion, which looks to me like a concession here. What can you do?
You take the damage and die to infect and lethal.
I mean, yeah, -6 with 12 poison, dead twice. Wow. What can I mean? That ramp is insane.
Yeah.
So there we go. Carlo making it happen.
All right. Well, yeah, game 1 nice and quick. Holy.
I love Mojo's sideboarding method. Just grab all of them and then figure it out later. Bring everything in. We'll make cuts when we're done. And cutting out the boarded window, interestingly enough.
I think I
Which
get that,
actually
though.
in this matchup kind of makes sense, because what's it really doing for you?
Well, yeah, because like everything's bigger. It dies. Everything's bigger than a window.
Right? Yeah, no, the windows are just not going to do the job. Oh my goodness. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and watch from Carlo's perspective for game 2.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, Mojo definitely brought a deck that was designed to go, to check people going wide. And Carlo's going super tall, so here we are.
And even Carlo's hand right now is looking tall. Like, we've got ramp, and 2 dinosaurs.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, so Bramble Familiar is going to be coming down as a 2/2. Mojo's got mana open. Could theoretically bounce a Bramble Familiar here. And sure enough, Fading Hope.
Yep. I mean,
Which,
he has to, right?
Yeah, it slows things down a little bit, but... Drafna!
Ooh, interesting.
Okay. Now, this is where Mojo probably wants a window, because all of a sudden, Drafna is the engine that allows a whole lot of, a whole lot of stuff.
Oh no, mana screwed?
Oh wow, Mojo missed a land drop after all that, and here comes the invasion of Zendikar.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, this is happening. So, right now, this is gonna put Carlo up to 6. So, the Atali is in hand. The 2 T-Rexes are in hand. If Carlo top decks an untapped land here, this is all she wrote. Copperland Gorge comes in tapped. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but Thrun's still a beater here.
Thrun's still pretty darn good. Yeah, Mojo, good luck dealing with that. Fading Hope the Drafna? Just to get the Scry? Okay. And it's going to go to the bottom. Woof.
Oh, no land drop again.
Lightness Looter. Oh, and yep, now that Copperline Gorge is untapped. Here comes a Tali.
Oh, and what's the Dino get? What kind of value are we sneaking in? Is Carlo get a Rex here, maybe?
Lithomantic Barrage, which easily kills Lightness Looter, and Drafta. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Fading Hope on a
Fading Hope
Tali
the
just
Tali.
reloaded. Carlo has
Oh,
another
Mojo.
one, but Mojo didn't know that. I just... Throne crashing in. Woof.
And the emote game is strong. I'm loving this.
Oh, absolutely. And now Carlo's just going to bushwhack for a land, because why not?
Yeah, I mean, at this point with two Atalis, right, might as well thin the deck a bit better. Our spells, maybe we flip into another, you know, the third Atali or the second Rex, right?
Oh my goodness. All right, so Mojo is going to be beseeching the mirror. We don't get to see what card he grabs. And now we're going to conduct a fetch quest, which is going to go find either a Bramble Familiar or a Ruby, not particularly
Not the best.
particularly excellent hits, but that's okay. And Ruby's going to help pay for the Bramble Familiar that's in exile.
And we are
And-
chunk 10 damage in too.
Yep.
11, sorry.
Just, yeah, 11, in fact. Asinine Antics.
Wow,
Shrink
okay.
The team. Okay. I'm assuming that's what was beseeched.
It must
So
have
that
been,
slows things down. But bad news, Mojo. Tyranids Rex has haste.
yeah,
So here
I
we go.
think- that is...
Oh, and even with the curse, Ruby still buffs up to a 3/3.
wow.
Wow.
Stomping.
That was savage. So, Astrals, thank you so much for joining me in the booth.
No worries. Happy
Ended
to
up being a
be.
quick one. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for jumping in on short notice there.
Anytime, friends.
Wow.
Ow.
All right. Well, let's go
Ow.
ahead and bring in our competitors. We got Mojo and Carlo. Holy crap.
Ow.
Dude, Mojo, how you feeling?
Where am I? Hey, Hammer. How you doing?
Sorry,
I'm
Mojo.
okay, buddy. I'm okay.
You're okay.
How many fingers am I holding up?
You got 12.
All right. Yeah, checks out. Yeah. Oh my
You
goodness.
got 4 copies of T-Rex holding up.
Listen, Mojo,
Oh.
I warned you in advance.
I know what was gonna happen. I tried stopping it.
Oh my goodness. Well played, gentlemen. So yeah, so Mojo now has 1 point on the season. And Carlo, with that, you actually now have 1.5 because you got the half point from last week from the redemption battle. I also kind of love the poetry that we ended up with. You know, you were the redemption battle victory, you know, last week, and this week the wild card. Still bringing out the wins, man.
Yeah.
You love to see it. All right.
My,
Tyranids Rex.
my windows did nothing.
They did nothing. That's true.
I was trying. I was playing with you a bit, Mojo. I was trying to see if I could get a window off a Tali.
I poured them out the first thing I did.
But then,
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
asinine antics my board, and I was like, oh no, this
Yeah,
ends here.
flashback.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
happy I got that from months ago. I hope that sunk in.
Yeah. Well, Mojo, on that last game, we saw you mulled down to, was it 6? And then
he's gonna
missed
get
your third land
land,
drop. Like,
yeah.
that hurt to see. You know, it's just,
Magic.
it is what it is. Yep, exactly. That is magic. Yep. But yeah, Carlo, well done. Congrats on the win. It's time.
It's
Let's
time to
see.
get your color, buddy. And
All
we'll
right.
bring everybody in for one
What
farewell
color am I
until
gonna get?
after the weekend, actually. We're going Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
We gotta
That's
take
it.
out Gruul, which is not a problem. So you have Esper left over. What color do and don't you want to see now?
I want to see black here.
Ooh.
Because
Jund?
I kind of have been pre-speaking that maybe I could Jund out Astrals.
Oh my
So-
Oh, I want
god!
to see that. That's
I mean, that would be great.
Grixis and Jund, and then we'll have Numbskull probably as the main event there because he's
Mhm.
undefeated.
Yep.
it's true. Numbskull
Alright,
is
here we
undefeated
go.
so far. All right.
Oh, I want Jund. See how
we
rigged
all want Jund?
this
Let's be
little
real.
box is here.
All right, let's see what we see.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it?
It's black.
Oh, mama, here we go.
It's John, dude. We got a show for next show.
Yo,
Next episode,
get
guys.
that
Holy
bacala
moly.
ready.
Oh
We
my
are
goodness.
ready
Grixis versus
to-
Grixis, John versus Naya.
Oh my goodness. This is
And
gonna be awesome.
Numbskull is gonna be playing Esper, not knowing his opponent next week, guys.
Mm.
Woo!
That's gonna be delightful.
Y'all,
so
are
yeah,
we
definitely
running-
looking forward to it.
The question is, are we running back the Rex?
The Rex wrecking.
I mean, he's been working well for
day
you.
The Rex
one.
been doing really well, so
Rectify
Maybe.
the situation.
I'm interested to see what you come up with because Jund is fertile ground. There's a lot of good stuff in those
Mhm.
colors. I'm very interested to see what you find and what you lean into there. So very cool. But yeah, well done, man. All right.
Great performance. I wish I brought some more dinosaurs. Okay.
there's always next week, Mojo.
yeah.
Or next
Grixis
time.
dinosaurs because there's such a thing.
I also love the dinosaurs are so good right now, and we haven't even gone back to Ixalan yet. Like we'll get there. You know, there are only more good dinos coming. I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Well, yeah, so huge shout out to all of our competitors. Thank you so much, everybody, for stepping
everybody,
in,
all the
making it
fighters.
happen. So, yeah, Numbskull right now, champion on our leaderboard with 2 points. We have Carlo
Oh
coming
my
in
gosh.
at second place with 1.5. Then Mojo and Damien tied next for 1 point each. And then Astrals, unfortunately, chilling with 0 so far.
Yep.
Let's see if Astrals can get on the board with our next competition. That is not going to be next week because of MagicCon
Nope.
Vegas.
One
By
week.
the way, a lot of us are going to be at MagicCon Vegas. Come see us. But the week after, we're going to be live right here doing more of this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and bring in the folks we still have on the call.
Everybody.
All right, and everybody's gonna see Mojo twice. That's just how it works. So with that, everybody, thank you for joining us for this broadcast of Fight Club. We do really appreciate it. Because while we're all hanging out and having a good time together, no matter what, we appreciate the fact that you're here to join us. Because
Thank you, chat.
yeah, we wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you so much.
It's true.
All right.
Okay, guys. Until then, if you guys accept next episode's challenge, touch gloves one more time. Only on
Fight Club.
Club.